Are you ready for the ultimate Zarpado compilation facts? Subscribe and let's start. The submarine jet ski, shaped like a shark, represents a revolutionary aquatic machine designed to deliver a one-of-a-kind adventure. Its aerodynamic design mimics the silhouette of a shark, combining the speed and maneuverability of a jet ski with the ability to dive like a small submarine. This unique combination allows riders to travel both on the surface and underwater, exploring the marine environment from completely different perspectives. Simon Beck from the United Kingdom creates gigantic designs on snow, using only his feet and a pair of special snowshoes. For hours, he carefully walks across frozen landscapes, forming enormous geometric and fractal patterns. When in the northeastern corner of China, there is a remarkable place known as the Red Beach of Panjin. This surreal landscape is part of the wetlands of the Liaohe River Delta Nature Reserve, and its striking appearance comes from a unique plant called Suaeda salsa. This vegetation thrives in salty, muddy soil and turns the ground a vivid crimson red that reaches its most spectacular intensity during autumn. On January 18, 2024, a certified drone captured aerial footage of a helicopter pilot trimming trees near power lines. With surgical precision, the aircraft moves between the branches, cutting away limbs that threaten electrical infrastructure and public safety. Rocco Mercurio gained recognition in the Guinness World Records for his extraordinary skill at balancing poker chips. And on May 15, 2023, in the Italian city of Villa San Giovanni, he achieved an astonishing feat by balancing 255 chips on a single finger, setting a new world record. His remarkable balance skills have earned him attention in several unusual challenges. Meet Brian Berg, the master of card stacking, widely recognized as the best card stacker in the world. This extraordinary artist has built massive mansions and other large-scale structures using nothing but playing cards, pushing the limits of what seems possible. He has collaborated with major organizations including Disney World, Lexus, and several professional sports leagues, leaving his mark on iconic projects. In 1992, at the age of 17, Berg broke the world record by building the tallest house of cards ever, reaching a height of 14 feet. Hiroshi Ishiguro is a Japanese innovator who has created robots powered by artificial intelligence, with an appearance so realistic they look like something from a science fiction film. His attention to detail is remarkable, from facial expressions to the smallest gestures, making his machines almost indistinguishable from real humans. His most fascinating creation, the Geminoid HY1, is an exact robotic replica of himself, pushing the concept of robotics to an entirely new level. Salto del Agrio waterfall, located in Argentine Patagonia, is one of the most unusual waterfalls in the world because its water is extremely acidic, with a pH lower than 2, which is more acidic than lemon juice or vinegar. This chemical property is caused by volcanic activity in the region, which releases minerals that acidify the water. The waterfall is more than 197 feet tall, and its vivid colors contrast dramatically with the chemically hostile nature of its waters. According to Forbes data, Mr. Beast is not only the most followed YouTuber in the world, but also the highest paid creator across all platforms. And with more than 300 million followers overall, the American creator reportedly earns around $6 million per year, according to the magazine. That figure far surpasses the income of almost any other digital content creator on the planet. His success comes from a combination of large-scale entertainment, social experiments, and philanthropy that has turned him into a global cultural phenomenon. A robotic fish powered by artificial intelligence can replicate the swimming patterns of up to 50 different species of fish. It can be used for research missions at depths of up to 164 feet, without disturbing the surrounding marine ecosystem. While this type of biomimetic technology aims to create exploration tools that naturally blend into aquatic environments, allowing scientists to observe marine life without interfering. Its flexible design and lifelike movements make it nearly indistinguishable from a real fish to the naked eye, opening enormous possibilities for marine biology. Charles M. Schulz was the creator of the comic strip Peanuts, one of the most influential comics in history. To create the famous dog Snoopy, he drew inspiration from his childhood dog named Spike, a calm and intelligent beagle. Although Snoopy later evolved into a much more imaginative and expressive character with fantasies and almost human attitudes, his essence, his breed, and his relaxed way of observing the world. While Yuki is a dog so large that many people assume photos of him are edited, but his size is completely real. Genetic tests show he is 87.5% gray wolf, 8.6% Siberian husky, and 3.9% German shepherd. A previous owner abandoned him at a shelter to be euthanized after realizing his growth was far from normal. He was later rescued and adopted by a young volunteer from the Shy Wolf Sanctuary in Naples, Florida. The Hen-Na Hotel in Japan is famous for welcoming guests with robot dinosaurs in several areas of the building. Robotic velociraptors work at the reception desk bow, politely to visitors occasionally sneeze and speak multiple languages. The hotel was conceived as an experiment in extreme automation, where robots perform most of the tasks usually handled by human staff. The concept blends advanced technology with entertainment, creating an experience that feels like a mix of hospitality and science fiction. Right now, about 8,000 artificial satellites orbit Earth in active operation. In addition, scientists estimate that around 4,000 more satellites are no longer functioning, but still remain in orbit. The exact number is uncertain because not every country reveals how many spy satellites they operate. In addition, there are many fragments from broken satellites circling the planet, which contribute to the growing problem known as space debris, a major concern for space agencies worldwide. The only taxidermied blue whale specimen that exists today is displayed with its mouth closed because keeping it open proved structurally impossible over time. When it was originally exhibited with the mouth open, the massive weight of the lower jaw and the constant strain on the support structures caused deformation and risk of collapse. Unlike a skeleton, a taxidermized whale preserves skin and tissue, which are not designed to hold a forced position indefinitely, especially in an animal that can exceed 165 tons in life. Newborn emperor penguins perform one of the bravest leaps in the animal kingdom when they jump from ice cliffs that can reach nearly 49 feet high to swim for the first time. Before that moment, they have never touched the water yet. Instinct leads them to the edge and pushes them to dive without hesitation. This dramatic leap marks the beginning of their independent adult life and their transformation from land-bound chicks into skilled swimmers. The scene captured in wildlife documentaries has amazed millions of viewers around the world. Land diving is an ancient ritual practiced on Pentecost Island and is widely considered the origin of modern bungee jumping. Men leap from wooden towers about 98 feet tall with vines tied around their ankles. The ritual is linked to fertility of the land and serves as a demonstration of courage. The jump is calculated so that the diver's head lightly brushes the ground at the lowest point, symbolizing a sacred connection with the earth. The extinct prehistoric shark named Pochita Patricia canali, belongs to the saw shark family. It lived during the late Miocene more than 7 million years ago. Its scientific name carries two references. Pochita refers to the character Pochita from the manga Chainsaw Man because of its long serrated snout resembling a chainsaw, while Patricia canali honors the Chilean paleontologist Patricia Canales, who was part of the team that first described the species. It is a creative way of connecting paleontology with modern pop culture. If you place a bar of neutral soap in a microwave, a very striking physical reaction occurs. The soap rapidly expands and turns into a large, foamy, porous mass that looks like a giant cloud. Oh, this happens because the microwave heats the water and air trapped inside the soap, causing the internal bubbles to expand and forcing the material to restructure itself. The result is not an explosion, but a transformation that leaves the soap brittle and unusable for washing. Even though the effect is visually interesting, it is not recommended to try it frequently. The Greenland shark is the longest living vertebrate on Earth. Scientists estimate that it can live up to 392 years. It grows extremely slowly and does not reach reproductive maturity until around 150 years of age. The species can reach lengths of about 23 feet and weigh up to 3,300 pounds. It inhabits the cold depths of the Arctic Ocean in the North Atlantic. Its extraordinary longevity has made it a major subject of scientific research. The Yonshakudama is one of the largest fireworks in the world, and it is launched in Japan every year. It weighs around 926 pounds, and a crane is required to place it into the mortar tube because the tube itself is as large as a tunnel. When it explodes, it reaches a height of about 2,700 feet and produces a fireball with a diameter of about 2,400 feet. Creating a single shell can take up to 1 full year before it is ready to be launched. Canadian chef Wallace Wong achieved a Guinness World Record by preparing the thinnest hand-cut sandwich in the world with an incredibly small thickness of just 0.2 inches. To achieve this, he sliced extremely thin pieces of bread and ingredients with millimeter-level precision during an official event in London on October 7, 2025. The sandwich had to contain at least 2 ingredients and could not exceed the maximum thickness established by the rules. The feat combined culinary skill, knife control, and extraordinary patience. Fibin wood is considered one of the most valuable and admired woods in the world due to its exceptional durability, stability, and natural beauty. It has a fine, uniform texture with gentle grain patterns and a silky shine that can develop golden reflections over time. It also releases a light, natural aroma that helps repel insects without the need for chemical treatments. Its balanced density allows precise carving without sacrificing strength, and its symbolic longevity has historically made it a material associated with power, nobility, and permanence across many cultures. The appearance of lightning during a volcanic eruption is a phenomenon known as a dirty thunderstorm. It forms when fragments of rock, ash, and ice particles expelled by the volcano collide with each other, creating friction. Although volcanic ash is electrically neutral, differences in temperature and constant collisions between particles and gases cause them to develop opposite electrical charges. While this charge separation produces the dramatic lightning flashes sometimes seen during eruptions, creating one of the most violent and unsettling visual spectacles in nature. Obsidian is a natural volcanic glass formed when lava cools so quickly that minerals do not have time to crystallize. It is known for its curved fracture patterns, and it can be translucent or opaque, with brown, reddish, golden, or gray tones caused by inclusions of iron oxides or trapped gas bubbles. Depending on how it is carved, the surface of obsidian can change color when light strikes it. Ancient civilizations widely used it to craft extremely sharp tools and weapons. In Japan, there are public bathrooms with intelligent glass walls that can change their opacity. When the bathroom is empty, the walls are completely transparent, allowing people outside to see the interior. When someone enters and properly locks the door, An electric current alters the glass, making it opaque with a frosted appearance. This minimalist design was created as an artistic statement and a gesture of public trust, though it also sparked debate about the boundaries between privacy and avant-garde urban design. The theremin was one of the first electronic musical instruments in history, invented in the year 1920. It is the only musical instrument in the world controlled entirely without physical contact, meaning the performer produces sound without touching any part of it. The musician moves their hands in the air around two antennas that detect their position and convert those movements into electrical signals that generate sound. When its eerie, almost supernatural tone made it an iconic instrument in science fiction music and horror films. The largest Tesla coil in the world was built by Gradley and forms part of a sculpture that stands about 39 feet tall in a private park at Kakanui Point near Auckland in New Zealand. This massive coil can generate powerful electrical arcs, turning each demonstration into a spectacle of artificial lightning that looks like something from a science fiction movie. The project merges art, science, and engineering into a single installation that reveals an electrical phenomenon normally invisible to the human eye. Scars tend to remain relatively clean naturally because scar tissue is denser and more compact than normal skin and contains very few oil glands or hair follicles. This reduces the accumulation of oil, sweat, and microorganisms in that area. During healing, the body also activates localized immune responses that limit bacterial colonization. As a result, mature scars often appear drier and cleaner compared with the surrounding skin. Italian artist Michele Bolpi creates some of the most distinctive tattoos in the world, drawing inspiration from geometry, philosophy, psychology, nature, and illustrations from vintage science books. Using his background in technical drawing, Bolpi masterfully depicts biological specimens, anatomical diagrams, and mysterious physics formulas. His designs combine scientific precision with aesthetic sensitivity, transforming the human body into a unique canvas. The final pieces often look as if they were taken from a 19th century encyclopedic scientific treatise. When the Italian team Carmageddon presented what the Guinness World Records recognized as the lowest car in the world. The vehicle, called Carmageddon, stands only about 8 inches tall and was designed to demonstrate the limits of automotive engineering in terms of minimum functional height. Building it required a complete redesign of every system in the vehicle adapted to that extreme height. Although it is not intended for everyday driving, its existence raises fascinating questions about how far human creativity can push vehicle design. A technological portal connects two European cities in real time. It was created by engineers from the Vilnius Tech University and installed simultaneously in one Polish city and one Lithuanian city in the year 2021. Through its circular screens, people in both locations can observe what is happening on the other side as if they were separated by a simple window rather than hundreds of miles. Even though physical passage is impossible, the sense of closeness it creates has turned the installation into a symbol of cultural connection across borders. The planarian is a small flatworm that challenges many of the basic definitions of what we consider an animal. It has no respiratory or circulatory system, lacks true eyes, is hermaphroditic, and has the ability to regenerate almost any part of its body that it loses. Even more astonishing, it has the potential for biological immortality because it can split into pieces and each fragment can regenerate into a complete organism. And this creature has fascinated scientists due to the implications its biology may have for regenerative medicine. The artworks created with flies by artist Juan Canut are abstract compositions where patterns and stains are not painted by human hands, but generated by the natural movement of insects across the canvas. Canut indirectly controls the process by selecting the colors of pigments mixed with food and the type of surface allowing the flies to walk and leave unique traces. Birds can sleep while flying. Studies of migratory birds have shown that some species are capable of flying for up to 10 days without stopping, while their locomotor system allows them to maintain steady flight even during periods of sleep because the brain automatically processes flight direction and speed. Air currents also help them remain in motion while different halves of the brain rest alternately. This phenomenon is known as unihemispheric slow-wave sleep and occurs in certain migratory birds. The armadillo lizard intentionally bites its own tail as a highly effective defensive strategy. By doing this, it forms a rigid circular posture that protects its vital organs while exposing only its tough, spiky scales, which are extremely difficult for predators to penetrate. This behavior is not an act of pain or aggression, but an instinctive reflex that allows the animal to close itself into a natural shield using its own body. And this compact posture greatly increases its chances of surviving attacks from birds of prey, snakes, and other predators. The Nubai bicycle was designed to operate without a chain and allows riders to pedal vertically instead of using the traditional circular pedaling motion. Its creator, Roger Parker from Los Angeles, completely reinvented the mechanics of pedaling. The bicycle is currently available on the market for around $3,000. For people seeking a different and challenging cycling experience, it represents an innovative concept that challenges decades of conventional bicycle design. Adidas released a collaboration with SpongeBob SquarePants that transformed athletic footwear into a nostalgic storytelling piece. One of the designs included rounded shapes, oversized soles, bright colors, and graphic details that evoke the cartoon style of Bikini Bottom. More than just a visual collaboration, these models blended streetwear fashion with animation in a playful and unmistakable way. They quickly became highly collectible items within the modern streetwear community. An artist named Simon O'Rourke gave new life to a tree damaged by a storm in Wales by carving a massive sculpture of a hand emerging from the trunk. The piece, titled Giant Hand of Vernwy, measures about 49 feet tall and is the tallest wooden sculpture in the entire country. The tree was going to be cut down, but before that, the Natural Resources Organization of Wales commissioned an artist to transform it. The sculpture symbolizes the tree making one final attempt to reach the sky. Mashi, the Ingenuity engineer, was the first helicopter to fly on another planet, completing its first mission on Mars in the year 2021. Over the course of 3 years, it carried out more than 70 exploration flights across the Martian surface, far exceeding the expectations of the mission. Its operational life ended at the beginning of the year 2024, when its rotor blades broke after crashing during a landing. It was considered an unprecedented technological experiment. The Japanese dry garden, also known as karasansui or Zen garden, consists of a shallow field of sand containing gravel rocks and sometimes moss or grass arranged to simulate water and mountains. Its dimensions are limited, with a maximum of about 33 feet by 98 feet. These gardens are used as meditation tools by Japanese Zen monks who rake and maintain them with ceremonial precision. They are spaces of contemplation where every element has a carefully considered symbolic meaning. Jewel Changi Airport in Singapore houses the largest indoor waterfall in the world, standing about 131 feet tall. At night, the waterfall becomes a screen for a light show projection that can be seen every day of the year. The building that contains it features a glass dome about 459 feet in diameter, surrounded by tropical garden shops and restaurants. It is so impressive that many travelers plan layovers in Singapore specifically to visit it, turning the site into a tourist destination by itself. The Japanese art installation, Water Pearl, creates the illusion of water droplets levitating in the air through precise synchronization between strobe lighting, water flow control, and human perception. And the drops fall continuously, but the intermittent light visually freezes them at different points in space, making them appear suspended or even rising upward. The effect transforms an everyday physical phenomenon into something almost magical. The work invites viewers to question the relationship between reality perception and technology. Immersive cinema, known as shared reality, does not rely on a traditional screen, but physically surrounds the viewer by expanding images across walls, ceilings, and surrounding surfaces until the entire space becomes a habitable capsule. In this kind of experience, the location projection sound and the viewer's body form a single shared reality. The narrative relies more on spatial perception and the sense of presence than on classic film editing. The result is an experience that is both individual and collective, as if everyone present existed inside the same audiovisual world. The Drake Passage, which connects the southern tip of South America with the northernmost point of Antarctica, is considered one of the most dangerous and feared maritime routes in the world. Stretching nearly 620 miles of open ocean with extreme weather conditions, this passage commands respect from any sailor. Its winds and currents are among the most powerful on Earth, which for centuries made the journey around Cape Horn a true survival test. Even today, it remains the ultimate challenge for sailing vessels attempting to cross from one ocean to another. Australia is wider than the Moon. The Moon has a diameter of about 2,113 miles, while the distance across Australia from east to west reaches nearly 2,485 miles. However, the total surface area of the Moon is far greater than that of Australia. With an area of about 2,987,000 square miles, Australia is the largest country in Oceania and the sixth largest in the world. The Madonari are street artists who use chalk or pastel to create paintings directly on city streets. Many of them earn a living from the coins given by passers-by, who stop to admire their work. In their origins, they painted images of the Virgin Mary, which is where their name comes from. This activity has spread across major cities in Europe and Latin America, and since the year 2004, the city of Monterrey in Mexico has organized an annual festival dedicated to this art in its main square. The photograph of a skydiver perfectly aligned with the disk of the sun is completely real and was taken by astrophotographer Andrew McCarthy. It shows his friend Gabriel C. Brown in perfect silhouette against the solar surface during a freefall jump. The image was achieved after months of planning precise angle calculations and careful coordination between the jump and the position of the camera equipment. It uses hydrogen alpha light to highlight details in the solar atmosphere. Creating your own goggles underwater using only your hands and air is completely possible. You simply need to form a sealed pocket of air in front of your eyes to restore the clear vision that is lost when you open them underwater. You place your hands around your eyes as if forming a watertight bowl and gently exhale through your nose to fill that space with air. The XLR-P3 drone is the fastest drone in the world, capable of reaching speeds of up to 249 miles per hour. It was used to follow Max and Pim during an entire lap of the Silverstone racing circuit. These high-speed drones are designed with ultra-light materials and extreme thrust motors that allow them to outperform almost any conventional vehicle. Their development represents one of the most impressive advances in drone technology, opening new possibilities for entertainment in aeronautical research. The Beetham Tower in Manchester, which has 47 floors, became an unexpected nuisance for nearby residents because it produces a constant whistling sound when strong winds blow. The noise is caused by the aerodynamic characteristics of the building and its design with a projecting section near the upper floors. Although the phenomenon initially fascinated people, it soon became unbearable for those living nearby because winds in that area are both strong and frequent. The situation became a notable example of how architectural design can create unexpected acoustic consequences. Beer bottles are dark in color because this shade blocks most of the light that could damage the quality of the liquid inside. When hops are exposed to sunlight, a chemical reaction occurs that changes the flavor of the drink, making it quite unpleasant. The green or dark brown color of the bottles acts as a filter that protects the original formula and preserves the flavor for a longer time. This protection is especially important during transportation and storage. English artist Sam Cox, known as Mr. Doodle, spent 2 years covering every corner of his mansion with his famous doodles including walls, ceilings, floors, furniture, and household appliances. A doodle art is a technique that fills surfaces with small drawings that may or may not be connected to each other. The result inside Mr. Doodle's mansion is a completely immersive visual universe where every square inch has been covered with his artistic signature. His home became one of the most talked about artworks on social media in recent years. The gold medals awarded at the Olympic Games are not made of pure gold. They are composed mainly of 92.5% silver with a coating of about 0.2 ounces of gold on the surface. Silver medals are made of 92.5% pure silver. Bronze medals contain about 97.5% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The rainbow starthroat hummingbird, also known as Ram's hummingbird, measures between about 4 and 5 inches in length and is considered one of the most dazzling hummingbirds when observed in good light. Its iridescent plumage reflects colors ranging from green to blue and purple, depending on the viewing angle. It is native to the South American Andes, and its relative rarity makes it one of the most sought-after birds for wildlife photographers. Seeing it in flight is considered by many to be one of the most beautiful visual experiences nature can offer. Crocodiles can survive in extremely cold water temperatures, even close to the freezing point. When the weather becomes too cold, they enter a state of lethargy or hibernation, leaving only their noses above the surface so they can breathe. The alligators, which are close relatives of crocodiles, also possess this remarkable ability to tolerate extreme cold. This behavior allows them to endure winters that would be fatal for most reptiles on Earth. The flying dragon, also known as Draco, is a lizard capable of extending folds of skin attached to its movable ribs, allowing it to glide from tree to tree. It cannot sustain active flight, but it can glide downward with impressive control. It reaches a length of about 7 to 9 inches and feeds mainly on ants and termites that live in trees. It inhabits the forests of Southeast Asia, and its gliding mechanism is one of the most elegant evolutionary adaptations found among modern reptiles. Dutch artist Bernd Smilde developed a technique in which he mixes smoke vapor and hydrogen to create real clouds inside indoor spaces. Well, since the year 2010, he's been researching how to manipulate indoor climate conditions, adjusting temperature and humidity until a real cloud forms. He then photographs it during its brief existence before it disappears. His work exists at the intersection of art, meteorology, and technology, and each installation is temporary, unique, and lasts only a few seconds. The largest wooden wind turbine in the world was built by the Swedish company Modvion and can supply electricity to about 400 homes. Choosing wood as the primary material instead of steel not only reduces construction costs, but also lowers the carbon footprint of the turbine throughout its entire lifespan. The laminated wood used in its structure is lighter than steel, which makes transportation and installation easier in remote or difficult to access locations. This innovation represents an important step toward making wind energy more accessible and sustainable. Inside Tokyo, there is a neighborhood completely decorated as a tribute to the anime Captain Tsubasa, known internationally as Super Campeones. The area is called Yotsugi, where mural statues and street decorations recreate scenes and characters from the manga that shaped the childhood of generations around the world. For anime fans, walking through this neighborhood feels like stepping directly into the pages of the comic. The tribute reflects the deep connection in Japan between popular culture, art, and urban space. The Shanghai Tower is the second tallest skyscraper in the world, reaching a height of about 2,073 feet spread across 128 floors. On its exterior facade, there are up to 270 wind turbines that generate renewable energy for the building. It has 106 elevators that reach speeds of about 59 feet per second. Its spiral design reduces wind load by about 24% compared with conventional building shapes. It is considered one of the most ecological and technologically advanced buildings in the world. Prince Rupert's drops are unusual shapes of tempered glass that look like transparent tadpoles. Their most remarkable property is the incredible strength at the rounded end, which is so strong that even a hammer cannot break it. However, the thin tail is extremely fragile, and if it bends or breaks, the entire drop instantly explodes into powder. And this happens because of intense internal stresses created when molten glass cools rapidly after falling into water, and the phenomenon has fascinated scientists for centuries. The tallest Ferris wheel in the world is located on the artificial Blue Waters Island in Dubai. It stands about 820 feet tall, with cabins designed for 48 passengers, each equipped with air conditioning and offering full 360-degree panoramic views. It was inaugurated in October 2021 and has become one of the most visited tourist attractions in the United Arab Emirates. From the top, visitors can see the desert horizon, the Arabian Sea, and the largest picture frame in the world stands about 492 feet tall and is located in Zabil Park in Dubai. It is constructed from steel and glass, and from the top, visitors can enjoy a panoramic view of about 180 degrees across the city. One side of the frame looks toward Old Dubai, the historic part of the city, while the other side faces New Dubai, the modern urban district. A robotic arm powered by artificial water muscles weighs very little, but can lift a dumbbell weighing about 15 pounds while consuming only about 200 watts of power. These artificial muscles operate through hydraulic pressure and are much quieter and more efficient than conventional electric motors. Their biomimetic design imitates the structure and function of natural muscles, allowing more precise and fluid movements. This type of technology could revolutionize the design of robotic prosthetics and assistive robots for people with disabilities. The state of Utah in the United States has spent decades restocking remote lakes by dropping fish from airplanes. The fish fall into the water from high altitudes, and most survive thanks to surface tension and their small size during transport. This method is the most efficient way to reach lakes that cannot be accessed by road, where fishing depends on periodic population replenishment. The unusual but effective technique ensures that even the most isolated mountain lakes in Utah maintain healthy fish populations for visitors and local ecosystems. The elephant is the only land mammal with 4 knees. The reason lies in its enormous size, since elephants can weigh up to about 13,200 pounds and reach heights of about 11 feet. Because of this massive weight, their legs lack the elasticity needed to lift all 4 feet off the ground at once. In addition, their knees would not withstand the impact of landing, which means elephants are physically incapable of jumping. The Prague astronomical clock is one of the oldest and most famous clocks in the world. It began operating in the year 1410 and represents the movement of celestial bodies according to the geocentric system of that time. Despite being more than 600 years old, it still accurately displays the position of the moon, the position of the sun, and of course the time. Every hour, a procession of mechanical figures appears in its windows, creating one of the most visited spectacles in the Czech Republic. The male mandarin duck is considered one of the most beautiful animals in the world because of its extraordinarily colorful plumage, which includes orange-green, blue-white, and black in vibrant combinations. And in Chinese and Japanese culture, the mandarin duck symbolizes faithful love and marital loyalty because these birds are believed to form lifelong pairs. Its striking beauty has made it one of the most photographed birds in zoos and natural spaces across Asia and Europe. Seeing one on a lake or in a garden is considered a special privilege by birdwatchers. The highest hanging cafe in the world is suspended about 919 feet above the Dashbashi Canyon in Georgia. Visitors reach it by walking along a bridge from which they can admire breathtaking panoramic views of waterfalls and dramatic rock formations. Since opening, it has become one of the most extreme and photogenic tourist destinations in the Caucasus region. The combination of local cuisine with an almost aerial perspective over one of the most spectacular natural landscapes in the region makes this cafe a truly unique experience. There exists a custom dragster-style car designed to look like a coffin on wheels with a box chassis and a fiberglass body. It features wide rear wheels, vertical organ-style exhaust pipes, and lantern-style lighting. Instead of competing for speed, the vehicle looks more like a prop from a horror movie than a conventional streetcar. Despite its unusual appearance, it is fully adapted for driving on real roads and is legally approved for public traffic. The Falkirk Wheel in Scotland is the only rotating boat lift in the world, connecting two canal systems with a height difference of about 79 feet. On it, instead of using traditional locks that require long waiting times, the wheel lifts and lowers boats in just 4 minutes. It was designed to reconnect the Forth and Clyde Canal with the Union Canal, which had been separated for decades. Today, it is considered one of the most elegant and ingenious engineering works in the modern world. The Sasumata is a control tool used by Japanese police consisting of a long pole with a U-shaped fork at the end that allows officers to immobilize a suspect without causing serious harm. It can restrain the neck arms or torso of an aggressor while maintaining physical distance and reducing risk for the officer. Its use requires coordination and teamwork, since several officers often deploy their Sasumata at the same time to secure the suspect. The tool reflects the Japanese approach of prioritizing containment over the use of force. A YouTuber named Alan Pan built an exoskeleton for snakes that effectively turns them into four-legged reptiles by giving them 4 small robotic legs that allow them to walk. The result is visually unsettling but technically fascinating because the snakes move their mechanical legs in coordination with their natural body movements. The creator based the project on the idea that snakes lost their legs during evolution and that it might be possible, at least mechanically, to give them back. The video went viral because of its strange mix of nature and robotics. Former Cuban soccer player Eric Hernandez broke his own world record for ball control by keeping a soccer ball in the air for 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 28 seconds without letting it fall. Even more impressive, he performed the feat while seated and with weights of about 3 pounds attached to each ankle. This combination of mental focus and technical skill under extreme conditions made him a recognized name in the world of freestyle soccer. His achievement stands as an example of concentration and endurance. On November 23, 2025, an international group of 104 skydivers from 20 countries achieved a historic world record in Lake Wales, Florida, by synchronizing their jumps and linking their parachutes in midair to form a giant star-shaped pattern. And this formation, known as canopy relative work, surpassed the previous record of 100 skydivers set in 2007. It required years of training and extraordinarily precise coordination before the participants safely separated and landed. The Uyuni Salt Flat in Bolivia covers an area of about 4,086 square miles and is considered one of the most extreme and breathtaking landscapes on Earth. It formed thousands of years ago when prehistoric lakes in the region evaporated. During certain seasons, nearby lakes overflow, and a thin layer of water spreads across the plain, transforming it into a perfect mirror of the sky. The visual spectacle created by this effect is considered one of the most impressive displays that nature can offer. Peacock spiders are tiny arachnids about the size of a fingertip that live in Australia and are known for their adorable faces with multiple eyes and their extraordinarily colorful rear limbs. The males display brilliant shades of blue, purple, gold, and red during their complex courtship dances. They are highly agile spiders capable of jumping with remarkable precision. Their beauty and behavior have made them some of the most photographed and studied arachnids in the field of behavioral biology. There is an app called Places e Poop that allows users to mark on an interactive map the locations where they have gone to the bathroom during their travels. With a humorous, irreverent, and self-ironic tone, it transforms something usually private into a playful cartographic record. The interface is simple and based on geolocation. More like a cultural joke than a practical tool, the app appeals to curiosity and absurdity, creating a travel diary where the value lies not in usefulness, but in the symbolic act of sharing what is normally hidden. In Tilburg in the Netherlands, there is a rather unusual pedestrian traffic light where the figures are not the typical generic walking icons, but instead represent people holding a jar. This refers to the local nickname for the inhabitants of Tilburg called koekhakkers, which means people who urinate in jars. It is a historical reference to the old practice of collecting urine used in the textile industry of the city to process wool and fabrics. Blue-banded bees are native to Australia and have characteristics that clearly distinguish them from common bees. They are solitary insects, which means they do not form colonies or work in groups. Unlike most other bees, they also do not produce honey. Their appearance is unusual because their metallic blue bands contrast strongly with the yellow and black tones most people associate with bees. Despite being little known outside Australia, they play an important role as pollinators in the native ecosystems of the continent. Bridal veil stinkhorn mushrooms are known for the remarkable net-like veil that hangs from their caps like natural lace. On this veil, a brown substance with a foul smell forms, which can be detected from a distance and serves to attract flies responsible for spreading the spores. And they appear in soils rich in organic matter, either alone or in small groups. Their delicate, almost bridal appearance contrasts sharply with the odor they produce, making this mushroom one of the most unusual organisms found in tropical forests around the world. The Bird Buddy feeder uses artificial intelligence to identify the birds that visit it. In addition to providing food, it takes photos of the birds, and with its feature called Name That Bird, it can automatically recognize the species of each visitor. The idea is that the user can learn exactly what types of birds frequent their garden and even give them individual names to track them over time. This blend of nature and technology has turned the feeder into one of the most original products for bird lovers. In the city of Linz in Austria contains medieval buildings decorated with ornaments and frescoes on their facades that contrast with neighboring modern constructions. It is a perfect example of how historical heritage can coexist with contemporary architecture. However, the city most famous for its colorful timber-framed houses is Quedlinburg in Germany, where some homes date back to the 15th century. Its cobblestone streets and brightly painted buildings create an atmosphere that feels like something from a European fairy tale. The Nokia 7600 was a mobile phone with a teardrop-shaped design, an MP3 player, a screen of 128 by 60 pixels, and a camera of 0.3 megapixels. Its design, completely different from any other phone of its time, generated very polarized reactions among consumers. Even though it was not a commercial success, it became an icon of industrial design and a cult object for collectors of historic mobile phones. It serves as a reminder of a period when the mobile phone industry experimented with bold shapes. The WeWalk Smart Cane for blind people stands out from traditional canes because it detects obstacles at chest and head height, using an ultrasonic sensor, something conventional canes cannot do. Once connected to a phone, the user can customize its settings and integrate apps such as Google Maps to receive step-by-step navigation instructions to any destination. This autonomous navigation feature solves an important limitation of traditional canes. Its development represents a significant step forward in independence for people with visual impairments. The tallest underground slide in the world is called Schlossberg Grotte, and it is located in Austria. It has a total height of about 210 feet, and the descent path reaches about 558 feet in length. It is one of the most sought-after attractions for thrill seekers across Europe. The sensation of speed inside the darkness of the tunnel makes the experience completely different from any conventional slide. Stork nests are enormous because these birds reuse and expand them year after year, constantly adding branches and materials during each breeding season. Because they are large, heavy birds, they need very strong structures capable of supporting their own weight, the weight of their partner, and several growing chicks. And the large size of the nest also provides thermal insulation, stability against wind, and greater protection from predators. Over time, these nests can weigh hundreds of pounds and last for decades. Casu Marzu cheese is considered the most dangerous cheese in the world. It is a traditional Italian cheese that is acidic, fermented, extremely strong in flavor, and infested with live larvae, which means it must be eaten with protective glasses. The larvae can jump up to about 6 inches if they feel threatened, which makes eating it a rather unusual experience. According to those who have tasted it, the cheese leaves an intense burning sensation in the mouth. And although it is banned under European sanitary regulations, it is still consumed traditionally in Sardinia. School buses have black lines along their sides for 2 practical reasons. The first is structural, because these lines reinforce the side of the vehicle, making it more resistant to impacts and providing better protection for children in the event of a collision. The second reason is related to rescue operations, since these lines indicate to firefighters exactly where they can cut the structure to access the interior during an emergency. What looks like a decorative detail is actually a carefully designed safety feature. A Japanese company called Iron Factory Eco, based in Hiroshima, went viral for releasing a line of banana-shaped hammers. What started as a unique prototype for an automotive convention eventually became a commercially viable product. The combination of a playful design and high-quality craftsmanship convinced buyers that it was more than just a joke. And today they can be found in specialty stores, proving that almost any shape can find a market if it is well executed. The married couple Lil and Eleanor Gittin are recognized as the longest married living couple in the world. Lil is 108 years old and Eleanor is 107, and they have been together for more than 83 years since marrying in 1942. Together they represent more than 216 combined years of life, which surpasses any other documented living marriage so far. Their story spans the Second World War, decades of work, and the raising of 3 children. The ocean sunfish is one of the heaviest fish in the world. It can weigh between about 2,200 pounds and 4,400 pounds and reach lengths of more than 10 feet. It lives in tropical waters across the planet, and the females of this species can produce up to 300 million eggs, more than any other known vertebrate. What makes this even more astonishing is that when they hatch, they are tiny, about the size of a fingertip. In a road safety education program in Japan, children are taught not to cross the street carelessly through visual demonstrations using a child-sized mannequin that is struck by a vehicle under controlled conditions. The children watch from a safe distance as the mannequin crosses without looking and the impact occurs. The goal is not to frighten them unnecessarily, but to clearly demonstrate in real time how dangerous it is to cross without checking, first reinforcing the importance of stopping and waiting for the correct signal. Crab is considered a luxury food in many parts of the world, but the spider crab has the longest fangs in proportion to its size among known crabs. Meanwhile, the tube-mouthed fish is known for its extremely wide mouth and territorial behavior. When two of these fish confront each other, they fight by pressing their extended mouths together, almost as if they are kissing, which allows them to determine which one has the larger mouth and therefore dominance. They can grow up to about 12 inches long and live off the coasts of North America. The oceanographic research platform FLIP is a vessel capable of switching from a horizontal position to a vertical one in the water, making it appear as if the ship is sinking. This vertical orientation allows it to become a very stable research platform even in rough seas. It measures about 298 feet in length, and when it stands vertically, most of its hull remains underwater. It is used by oceanographic institutes to conduct precise scientific measurements in deep water. A group of scientists, linguists, and academics from Kentucky transmitted a coded message into space, hoping it might be received by extraterrestrial life. The message was designed as the first interstellar tourism campaign, inviting possible civilizations to visit Earth. The creators claimed the trip would be worth it despite involving about 235 trillion miles of distance. It was developed with the help of experts in interspecies communication and became one of the most creative and controversial projects connected to the search for extraterrestrial life. The horseshoe crab is not actually a crab, but is more closely related to spiders and scorpions. Scientists estimate that this creature has lived on Earth for at least 300 million years, making it one of the oldest surviving species. Papa Slice is a giant slice of pizza that measures about 26 by 36 inches. It is a creation from the restaurant Big Mama's and Papa's in Los Angeles. It is designed to easily feed 6 or 7 people. It became famous because of its exaggerated size and television appearances. It is perfect for gatherings, challenges, or unconventional celebrations. A Jewish boy managed to make a royal guard laugh at Buckingham Palace, and it was not because of a typical joke. While they were chatting, the young boy told the guard they had been classmates in school and that his mother used to come pick him up because he was very shy. The completely unexpected story made the usually serious guard burst out laughing. Life Paint is a spray developed by Volvo that makes objects reflective at dusk. It can be applied to bicycles, backpacks, or clothing without changing their appearance. It lasts about 1 week and can be washed off without damaging the material. It increases visibility at night, reducing traffic accidents. It is part of innovative road safety campaigns. Joshua Vides is an artist who turns real objects into living illustrations. He uses thick black lines on white backgrounds to simulate a 2D drawing. He has transformed everything from sneakers to cars with his unique visual style. His work is inspired by comics and sketch aesthetics. The Maraca is a luxury villa located in the Maldives Islands as part of the Conrad Maldives Resort. It has bedrooms submerged about 16 feet below sea level. It offers panoramic ocean views through acrylic walls. It combines marine architecture with high-end comfort. It is one of the most unique hotel experiences in the world. Dominic Davis is an animator specialized in minimalist stop motion. His works stand out for neutral colors, simple settings, and great precision. He uses basic materials like clay paper and wood. He publishes his animations on social media where they receive strong engagement. His style has been praised for its visual delicacy and narrative rhythm. Barbara Lynn Hellman creates hyper-realistic portraits using ordinary dice. Her artwork, The Last D about Michael Jordan, used 5,292 black and white dice. Each die represents a gray tone depending on the number on its top face. The technique blends traditional art with a mathematical approach. Her work has been exhibited and widely shared on social media. In Budapest, Hungary, the first movie theater in Europe with beds opened its doors and movies had never been so comfortable. Located in a shopping center renovated after being closed for 10 years, this theater offers bed-shaped seats with pillows so people can watch films in total relaxation. Forget uncomfortable seats, here the cinema feels like a cinematic nap. Christian Goni is an artist who uses Rubik's cubes to create murals. He arranges each cube to form colored pixels that build faces or landscapes. He has portrayed celebrities like Luisito Comunica using hundreds of cubes. His technique requires planning and mastery of cube-solving patterns. It is part of contemporary kinetic art. The southern right whale dolphin is a species without a dorsal fin, which distinguishes it from other cetaceans. It lives in cold waters of the southern hemisphere, near South America and New Zealand. It has a robust body and a rounded head without a defined beak. It is elusive and difficult to observe in the wild. It is protected due to its rarity. The Pancake Bot 2 is a printer that uses pancake batter instead of ink. It can draw shapes, characters, or even edible portraits. It works with digital files that control the flow of the batter. It is used at events, fairs, and restaurants to surprise diners. It is a mix of art, cooking, and technology. Astraeus hygrometricus, known as the star mushroom, opens in a star shape depending on humidity. It is a mycorrhizal fungus that forms a symbiosis with tree roots. Its exterior folds or expands like a natural weather indicator. It grows in dry soils and pine forests. It is admired for its geometric beauty. Bian Lian is a theatrical technique from Sichuan opera in China. It consists of instantly changing masks during a performance. The movements are fast, secret, and practiced for years. It is traditionally passed between men within family lineages. Its execution appears magical and has amazed audiences worldwide. The Optical 2200 machine is a large tree transplanting device. It can move trees with root balls up to about 88 cubic feet. It uses hydraulic blades to extract the tree without damaging the roots. It is used in urban planning, landscaping, and conservation. It makes relocation possible without cutting trees down. In Yakutsk, the coldest city in the world, Oksana and Alexander raised 22 children, 18 of them adopted, and they do it with a smile. With temperatures dropping to about -85 degrees Fahrenheit, their home is a refuge of human warmth in the middle of the ice. Despite brutal winters, they have built a united, resilient family, the largest in the city. The snowy owl, or Bubo scandiacus, is a white bird from the Arctic. It has dense feathers that protect it from extreme cold. It hunts small mammals in the snow, such as lemmings. Its yellow eyes and round face make it unmistakable. It is associated with snowy landscapes and northern legends. Fluffy cows are cattle raised with thick, soft-looking coats. Breeds like Highland or Shorthorn stand out for this appearance. They are groomed with brushing, bathing, and special drying techniques. They are common at livestock fairs and on social media. Their adorable look has made them go viral. Jay Masters is an extreme athlete and content creator with more than 110,000 subscribers on YouTube. He shares jumps from extreme heights, skydiving, and risky stunts. His style combines adrenaline with professional production. He is a reference in extreme sports and digital entertainment. He inspires young adventure enthusiasts. The pink grasshopper is a genetic rarity caused by erythritism. This condition produces an excess of pheomelanin, the reddish pigment. It is not a new species, but a mutation of common grasshoppers. Its bright color makes camouflage difficult and reduces its chances of survival. They are rare to see in nature. The Solreal team is a Brazilian group specialized in extreme skydiving. They perform aerial acrobatics and high-speed formation flights. They became known for viral videos and international exhibitions. Their precision requires intense training and perfect coordination. They are references in the world of free flight. Giraffe Manor is a unique hotel in Nairobi, Kenya, where Rothschild giraffes live. Guests can feed them from the windows during breakfast. The experience combines luxury with animal conservation. Part of the income helps protect this endangered species. It is one of the most famous hotels in Africa. In Talca, Chile, nature decided to break the rules with an upside-down waterfall. Instead of falling, the water appears to rise because of powerful winds and currents from the Mall River. This phenomenon creates an illusion so surprising, it makes you question what you are seeing. It is as if gravity decided to take a break. The Lord of Tlapolita is a religious figure from the state of Mexico. It is a crucified Christ made from corn cane using a traditional indigenous technique. Its celebration takes place on Ash Wednesday with processions and masses. Many miracles are attributed to it, and it has strong local devotion. It is a syncretic symbol between indigenous and Christian traditions. Laser scissors have a light guide that allows straighter and more precise cuts. Models like Laser Edge help with sewing, cutting paper or fabric with accuracy. They do not cut with the laser, but use it only as a guide. They are useful for crafts, sewing, and graphic design. They improve precision without complicating the process. Transformation of Pencils is a YouTube channel that creates micro-sculptures inside pencil graphite. The artist carves detailed figures such as towers, animals, or letters. He uses tools like scalpel blades and magnifying lenses. Each piece takes hours or days of careful work. It is miniature art with a surprising technique. Deep End Fitness is a YouTube channel focused on extreme aquatic training. They show routines based on breath, holding endurance, and underwater coordination. They train athletes, military personnel, and people who want to push their limits. Controlled breathing is a key element of their methods. Their content mixes motivation, sports, and mental health. Deniz Sadic is a Turkish artist who turns trash into art using the upcycling technique. She uses old jeans, bottles, cables, and cans to create realistic portraits. Her project Ready Remake shows how recycling can be both aesthetic and conscious. She exhibits in international galleries and urban spaces. Her work combines activism and creativity. Hercules, the robot from Amazon, is an impressive machine that can lift more than about 1,235 pounds with ease. Its main task is to move shelves in logistics centers, making the entire workflow much faster. With its incredible strength and design, it optimizes the flow of work and speeds up order preparation. This robot is transforming modern logistics. Stephanie Millinger is an Austrian acrobat and contortionist, known for her extreme flexibility. She can hold seemingly impossible poses for several minutes. She has participated in shows, viral videos, and international competitions. She trains several hours each day to maintain her level. Her talent makes her a standout figure in modern physical performance. Jizai arms are robotic arms inspired by Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. They can hold objects, assist in laboratories, or be used in films. They are controlled through body sensors and natural movements. They allow the user to expand their physical abilities. They represent progress in wearable robotics. Hair art is a technique similar to hair painting. An image is created temporarily using hair as the canvas. The artworks last only until the photograph is taken. It is popular on social media because of its visual impact. The precision requires experience and a lot of creativity. Lumi Watch is a conceptual watch that projects its interface onto the skin. With gestures such as moving the fingers, users can switch applications. It has no physical screen, only projection and motion sensors. It combines holographic-style projection with touch control. It represents a possible future without traditional screens. Underwater rugby really exists. It is played in deep pools with a ball that sinks because it contains salt water. Players wear fins, goggles, and a snorkel while competing to score in baskets placed on the bottom. The game feels like a slow-motion, tactical battle, but without losing intensity. It is a sport that is as unusual as it is exciting. Solo Stove Mesa is a mini outdoor stove with a double combustion system. Its design reduces smoke by about 90%, making it ideal for backyards and balconies. It uses pellets or small pieces of wood and retains heat efficiently. It is practical, portable, and does not produce strong odors. It is widely used for outdoor gatherings. Siam Park City in Thailand has the longest nighttime parade in the world. The route stretches about 1.5 miles, illuminated with lights and colorful floats. It is a visually spectacular attraction. It takes place during special dates and festivals. It broke records with massive participation and LED technology. Daniel Corden is a photographer famous for capturing the northern lights. He uses long exposures of up to 30 seconds in Lapland and other polar regions. His photos look as if they came from another planet. He specializes in nighttime landscapes with very low light. He shares his techniques in workshops and online platforms. The C-5M Super Galaxy is one of the largest cargo aircraft in the world. It can transport 2 M1 Abrams tanks or 6 Black Hawk helicopters. It is used for military and humanitarian missions. Its logistical capacity is enormous. It represents the heavy transport power of the United States Air Force. The Sand Spider is like a desert ninja. It can bury itself in seconds and disappear without leaving a trace. This master of stealth hides beneath the sand, where it patiently waits for an unsuspecting prey to pass nearby. Even predators struggle to detect it in its perfect hiding place. It is a camouflage expert worthy of a spy movie. Curling is a precision sport played on ice. When players sweep the ice, the local temperature increases by about 2 degrees Fahrenheit. This reduces friction and changes the path of the stone. The sport is as technical as it is strategic. It is one of the few Olympic sports that uses brooms. Food printers use edible inks made from vegetables and special flowers. They allow chefs to design shapes, logos, or portraits directly onto dishes. They do not use gluten or allergens, which makes them ideal for special diets. Their use is growing in pastry making and events. It is art and cooking connected through technology. Cuneiform writing is one of the oldest forms of writing. It was used in Mesopotamia on clay tablets. The Epic of Gilgamesh is its most famous work, dating from about 2100 BC. Writers used styluses to press wedge-shaped marks into the clay. It played a key role in the history of literature. The Freddo chair can recline to 180 degrees and is used for gaming or resting. Its ergonomic design allows long sessions without fatigue. It includes lumbar support and adjusters in multiple directions. It is popular in offices and streaming setups. It combines modern style with complete comfort. A coffee where sugar rains from the sky actually exists, and it is served at Mellower Coffee, a Chinese chain that adds a magical touch to each cup. Their signature drink, Sweet Little Rain, combines an Americano coffee with a cloud of cotton candy that melts from the hot steam. Millicare is a system that disinfects fruits and vegetables in only 3 minutes. It can eliminate up to 99% of bacteria using ozone or ultrasound. It is ideal for homes or businesses seeking hygiene without chemicals. It also preserves the taste and texture of food. It is a modern option for residue-free applications. Female northern cardinals have a surprising trick to care for their eggs. They remove feathers from their belly to create what is called a brood patch. This leaves the skin exposed so body heat can reach the eggs directly. It is as if they wrap the eggs with their own warmth, ensuring each chick receives the perfect temperature. The Interlace is a residential building designed by OMA in Singapore. It has more than 1,000 hexagonal windows that maximize natural light. Its structure breaks away from traditional skyscraper designs. It has received awards for its sustainable and innovative architecture. It is considered an icon of modern Asian architecture. The robot artist Ada uses artificial intelligence to create original artworks. Some of its pieces have sold for more than $1 million. It uses cameras in its eyes and robotic arms to paint. It does not understand what it creates, but it can generate visually complex art. It is part of the debate about technology and creativity. A South Korean exoskeleton allows users to walk and climb stairs with minimal fatigue. It runs on a battery that lasts up to 4 hours. It can support heavy loads and improve mobility for people with physical difficulties. It is used in factories and in medical rehabilitation. In Piemonte, among vineyards and dreamlike hills, grows a botanical curiosity that looks like something from a storybook. The famous double tree of Casorzo shows a cherry tree growing on top of a mulberry tree as if it climbed onto its back. No one knows exactly how it happened, but both trees continue to live together in a strange natural harmony. Unitary Robotics builds quadruped robots capable of carrying loads of about 11 pounds. Some of their models can survive falls from heights of about 6.5 feet without damage. They are used for surveillance delivery and industrial testing. Their movements imitate animals for better stability. They are among the most advanced robots used for field operations. Half-Bike 2 is a bicycle without a seat that is ridden while standing. The rider controls the movement using body balance, which creates stronger core stability. It is made from aerospace aluminum, making it light and durable. It is ideal for low-impact exercise and urban mobility. It offers a more dynamic experience than a traditional bicycle. Sub-Soccer is an inverted table soccer game played while sitting with goals under the seats. Players use their feet to kick small balls and defend their goal. It is competitive, fast, and very physical. It is ideal for indoor play and spontaneous tournaments. It requires quick reflexes and strategy from an unusual position. In Mathura, Uttar Pradesh, India, the first hospital for elephants was built by the organization Wildlife SOS. This innovative hospital is designed to treat elephants rescued from abuse and exploitation. It includes a pathology, laboratory, digital radiology, and even laser therapy. It also has a medical lift in open areas where elephants can walk freely, ensuring their physical and emotional well-being. Motorola Adaptive Display is a phone with a flexible screen that can be worn like a bracelet. It wraps around the wrist, and its artificial intelligence adapts colors to the surrounding environment. It integrates functions like calls, apps, and a camera without losing design appeal. It is a fusion between wearable technology and a smartphone. It is still in the conceptual stage. Neo Eden is a car without a steering wheel or pedals that is completely autonomous. It features a lounge-style interior with smart glass windows. It can be controlled from the metaverse or through virtual commands. It is silent, electric, and futuristic in design. It aims for a travel experience without human intervention. In 2017, Juan Pedro Franco, a Mexican man aged 33, was recognized as the most obese person in the world with a weight of about 1,312 pounds. His extreme obesity was caused by a combination of poor diet and thyroid problems. During his long fight to improve his health, his story gained global attention, highlighting the enormous challenges he faced. Daisuke Samajima, a Japanese artist, has created a unique style by painting everyday scenes on spheres known as flat ball. Using acrylic paints, he transforms these curved surfaces into vibrant canvases where each detail seems to come alive. The spherical shape adds a visual dimension that makes the scenes appear even more realistic. The Mini Dog Treat Maker is a device created by the brand Dash, designed to prepare homemade snacks for dogs. Its appearance resembles a waffle maker with two non-stick plates that cook bone-shaped treats. It also includes a recipe book with ideas for healthy and natural snacks for pets. The YouTuber DeDrones built a unique drone using Coca-Cola cans, combining three-dimensional printed parts with cameras and motors. On his channel, he shows the entire building process of this unusual flying device. Despite its somewhat funny design, the drone is capable of flying and can remain in the air for several minutes. In Delhi, there is a bar where instead of drinks, customers are served pure oxygen. It is called Oxypure and offers an aromatic experience using small tubes in the nose with scents such as mint, lemon, or lavender. In just 15 minutes, visitors can feel refreshed, almost like breathing air directly from the Himalayas. Founded by Arshavir and Margarita, this bar became a curious and healthy alternative to alcohol. On the German island of Nordstrandismoor, residents do not use cars but individual trains. A railway track about 2 miles long connects the island with the mainland, and each resident owns their own wagon. What originally began as a transport system for materials eventually adapted to personal use. The wagons vary between open and closed designs, and sometimes strong wind becomes an obstacle. This is how 18 people on the island move around like train drivers. In a corner of Sydney, 20 tiny acrobats amazed the world when they were born at Taronga Zoo. They are pygmy possums, small marsupials that measure less than about 3.5 inches long, but glide between branches like expert flyers. With feather-like tails and skin that works like wings, they master the forest air. They live among leaves and high branches, rarely touching the ground. Apple Vision Pro are mixed reality glasses with floating apps and an immersive display. They allow three-dimensional video calls, browsing cinema, and virtual work. They use eye tracking and hand gestures for control. They integrate depth sensors and spatial audio. They represent a first step toward interfaces without physical screens. X10 Board is an electric scooter with integrated artificial intelligence. It learns your routes and riding style and improves stability over time. It includes LED lights, regenerative brakes, and mobile connectivity. It offers a personalized urban mobility experience. It is light and foldable. Camera-less technology creates images without using a camera lens. It uses data such as GPS, weather, and environmental context to recreate a scene using artificial intelligence. It sounds futuristic, but it has already been used in digital art. It allows precise illustrations without real photographs. It challenges traditional concepts of imagery. This is a transformable caravan that unfolds in seconds, expanding its space by about 70%. It includes a kitchen, terrace, bedroom, and everything needed to live comfortably anywhere. It is ideal for long trips with style while maintaining comfort. Its compact design transforms into a mobile home. It is perfect for modern nomads. Chameleon Trike are tricycles that combine full-body exercise with transportation. While pedaling, the rider also moves the arms and torso, working the entire body. It is like a gym on wheels, ideal for people seeking health while traveling. It is also fun and stable. It offers a creative way to do cardio. The Vallarta mud turtle is the smallest turtle in the world, measuring less than about 4 inches long. Native to Mexico, it lives in wetlands of the Ameca River and has a wide shell that makes it even more adorable. Males have a yellow spot on the nose that looks like a tiny jewel in the water. Despite its small size, it plays an important ecological role in its habitat. Snow electric bikes combine front skis with a powered rear wheel. They allow riders to move over ice like riding a sled. They are useful in cold regions where regular bicycles do not work. They are easy to charge and operate quietly. They are like environmentally friendly snowmobiles. There is a coffee known as black ivory coffee, where the beans are digested by elephants and later collected. This process gives the drink a smoother flavor with almost no bitterness. It is one of the most expensive coffees in the world, sometimes costing more than $1,000 per pound. It is produced in Thailand in very small quantities, making it a luxury for true coffee enthusiasts. This happened to Kenny Belay, a cyclist who crossed a chasm of about 8,858 feet by riding a bicycle on a tightrope. His feat in the Alps combined extreme cycling with circus-style balance. He used special equipment to avoid falling into the abyss. The risk was absolute. Very few people in the world would attempt something like this. Trains do not stop by pushing brakes, but by releasing brakes that are always active. For a train to move, the locomotive must pump pressurized air to push the brakes and release them. If there is a failure in the pipes, the air escapes, and the brakes lock automatically. A train never runs out of brakes, it becomes locked. It is a brilliant safety system by design. The smell people associate with swimming pools is not pure chlorine, but urine. Pure chlorine has almost no smell. That strong scent, often noticed in pools, is actually produced when chlorine reacts with sweat and urine, creating compounds called chloramines. The stronger the smell, the dirtier the water is. What many think is a sign of cleanliness is actually the opposite. Kangaroos are naturally left-handed. While most mammals, including humans, are predominantly right-handed, most wild kangaroos prefer using their left paw for everyday activities such as eating, grooming, and digging. This preference changes in large males, which use both paws equally when fighting. Lateral dominance is not exclusive to humans. The bowhead whale can live more than 211 years, far exceeding the human lifespan. Even more remarkable, its genome has evolved to duplicate genes that repair DNA and suppress cancer, allowing it to age without many of the degenerative diseases that affect other mammals. Scientists study this animal, hoping its biology can help advance human medicine. A duck sleeps with half of its brain awake when it rests at the edges of a group. This phenomenon is called unihemispheric sleep and allows one eye to remain open, watching the environment while the other half of the brain rests deeply. It is a perfect group survival strategy in environments with predators. The duck at the edge literally sleeps with one eye open. Air traffic controllers work under extremely strict schedules, usually consisting of 2 hours of monitoring, followed by a mandatory 30-minute break. They are not allowed to work longer continuously because visual and mental fatigue becomes so intense that the brain begins to ignore radar signals after 120 minutes of extreme concentration. A single second of distraction can cost lives. Fatigue is not weakness, it is biology. The warthog has a unique survival trick. It usually enters its burrow walking backward. This way, its tusks and armored head always face the entrance, turning its body into a living barrier that predators cannot easily pass. It is an instinctive, defensive strategy refined over millions of years of evolution. Oxygen masks on airplanes only last between 12 and 20 minutes. When the cabin loses pressure and the masks drop, many people believe the oxygen is unlimited. In reality, this time is more than enough because the pilot immediately descends to a safe altitude where passengers can breathe normally, a process that usually takes less than 15 minutes. The masks are not designed for the entire flight, only for the emergency descent. The wheels of cargo airplanes do not spin before touching the runway. They arrive completely stopped against the asphalt. The white smoke seen during landings is the tire burning instantly as it goes from about 155 miles per hour to 0 in a fraction of a second, losing a thin layer of rubber each time to match the aircraft speed with ground. It is pure controlled wear, managed by engineering. The Colosseum in Rome once had a retractable roof. The Romans created a system of ropes, pulleys, and a giant fabric canopy called the velarium, operated by expert sailors from the Roman Navy. They could extend or retract the cover above the amphitheater depending on the weather, protecting about 50,000 spectators from sun and rain. Holes at the top of the Colosseum once held about 240 wooden masts that supported this structure. Water bottles do not expire because of the water. If you see an expiration date on a bottle of mineral water, it is not about the liquid which may have remained underground for millions of years. The date refers to the plastic container. After enough time, the plastic can slowly degrade and release chemical compounds into the water, changing its taste. The water itself does not spoil. Modern battle tanks can drive backward as fast as forward, reaching speeds of about 43 miles per hour in both directions. This ability is essential in combat because it allows tanks to retreat quickly without turning around, which would expose their weaker armor to enemy fire. Crews train for months to coordinate high-speed reverse driving with precision. The ocean sunfish, the heaviest bony fish in the world, does not swim using its large round body in the usual way. Instead, it moves its dorsal and anal fins like oscillating propellers. This propulsion method is more energy efficient for such a large fish than traditional undulating swimming. Some individuals can weigh more than about 4,400 pounds and reach lengths of nearly 10 feet, yet they move with surprising elegance. The dragonfly is considered the most successful predator on Earth, with a hunting success rate close to 97%. They achieve this thanks to nearly 360-degree vision and the ability to intercept and predict the path of their prey with incredible precision. While a predator catching 30% of its prey would already be impressive, a dragonfly captures about 97 out of every 100 targets. Aircraft carriers do not have locks on doors in cabins or common rooms. These ships can hold more than 5,000 people, and every second matters in case of attack, fire, or flooding. Emergency teams must be able to access any part of the vessel instantly without searching for keys or breaking down locked doors. The design prioritizes collective survival over individual privacy. Sugar never expires. You could eat sugar that is 100 years old and it would still be safe. Bacteria cannot grow in pure sugar because it absorbs all available moisture. Archaeologists have found sugar more than 5,000 years old in excavations that remained edible. It is one of the few foods that can last indefinitely along with honey and salt because its chemical nature makes it a perfect preservative. Your feet contain about 1/4 of all the bones in your body. Each foot has 26 bones. Together, both feet contain 52 bones, while the entire human body has 206 bones. This means about 25% of your skeleton is in your feet. That complexity is necessary for walking, running, maintaining balance, and absorbing the impact of every step. A typical step generates a force about 1.5 times your body weight. Driving with your feet resting on the dashboard may seem comfortable during a long trip, but it is extremely dangerous. In a collision, the airbag deploys with explosive force, pushing the passenger's knees toward their face at speeds of hundreds of miles per hour. This can cause severe facial injuries, hip fractures, and spinal damage that may be permanent. Comfort is not worth the risk. Cheap plastic artificial plants can be dangerous for aquariums. Low-quality plastics such as PVC or polyethylene may slowly release toxic chemicals like phthalates or heavy metals into the water over time. These compounds are harmless for humans but can be lethal for fish and sensitive aquatic ecosystems. What seems like harmless decoration can become a slow-releasing poison for aquarium animals. An elephant's trunk contains around 40,000 individual muscles. This number is astonishing compared to the entire human body, which has only about 600 muscles in total. Elephants use their trunks to suck up and drink water, pick up both small and large objects, produce warning sounds, and greet each other. It is strong enough to tear thick branches from trees, yet precise enough to pick up a single blade of grass. Reindeer are the only mammals capable of seeing ultraviolet light. In the Arctic, where they live, this ability is crucial because the white fur of wolves, their predators, absorbs ultraviolet light and appears dark against the snow, which reflects it strongly. To a reindeer, a white wolf standing on white snow is not invisible at all, but clearly visible. Airplane windows are round rather than square for an important reason. Early commercial aircraft had square windows, but pressure built up in the corners, causing the metal to crack under repeated stress. A circular shape distributes pressure evenly around the frame, allowing the plane to pressurize and depressurize thousands of times without breaking. Several accidents during the 1950s forced this life-saving design change. The giant squid has a brain shaped like a donut. Even more unusual, its esophagus, the tube that carries food, passes directly through the hole in the center of the brain. If the squid swallowed prey that was too large or spiny, it could potentially damage its own brain while eating. Despite this strange anatomical arrangement, the species has survived for millions of years. Rhinoceroses may look heavy and slow, but what you see is not fat. They are almost entirely muscle. Their massive musculature is covered by skin that can reach about 2 inches thick, forming their characteristic folds. In the wild, they usually live between 40 and 50 years and can reach speeds close to 31 miles per hour in short bursts. The scaly foot snail lives near deep-sea hydrothermal vents and has one of the most unusual shells in the animal kingdom. Its shell and scales contain iron sulfide, forming a natural armor that has inspired engineers designing bullet-resistant materials. Its shell even behaves like a magnet. It is the only known living creature that incorporates iron compounds as a structural part of its shell. Pencils are hexagonal, so they do not roll off the table. Round pencils tend to roll and fall constantly. The hexagonal shape provides better grip while still being comfortable to hold. It is also easier and cheaper to manufacture than perfectly round pencils. This industrial design dates back to the year 1851 and has remained unchanged because it solved the problem perfectly. A chameleon does not rely only on speed to capture prey with its tongue. The tip of its tongue contains mucus that creates a powerful suction effect when it hits the prey. This mechanism depends not only on stickiness, but also on the vacuum force created when the tongue muscle retracts rapidly, allowing it to lift prey surprisingly heavy for its size. Pasteurization of milk involves heating it to about 162 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds and then cooling it quickly. This process does not kill every microorganism, which is why fresh milk still expires relatively quickly, but it eliminates dangerous pathogens such as tuberculosis, bacteria, or salmonella. Shelf-stable milk is heated to about 280 degrees Fahrenheit, which sterilizes it completely and allows it to last for months without refrigeration. A person can survive losing about 50% of their blood if a transfusion is given quickly. An adult human has about 1.3 gallons of blood. Losing about 0.6 gallons can still be survivable if a transfusion happens within about 20 to 30 minutes. After that point, organs begin to fail due to lack of oxygen. Soldiers in combat have survived losing half their blood thanks to emergency transfusions in the field. Mount Everest could fit inside the ocean with room to spare. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the planet, reaches nearly 36,000 feet in depth. If Mount Everest were removed from its base and placed into that trench, the summit of the highest mountain on Earth would still remain submerged under about 7,000 feet of water. Medicinal leeches are still used in modern hospitals, especially in microsurgery, to reattach fingers, ears, or other small body parts. Their saliva contains a complex mixture of anticoagulants and anesthetics that is extremely effective. They remove stagnant venous blood, reduce swelling, and allow new arteries to grow, helping save tissue that might otherwise die. What seems like a medieval treatment is actually advanced 21st century medicine. The Three Gorges Dam in China slightly altered the rotation of the Earth. By moving a mass of about 42 billion tons of water to a higher elevation, it changed the planet's moment of inertia. This caused Earth to rotate a tiny bit slower, lengthening each day by about 0.06 microseconds. It is the only human-built structure known to have physically affected the speed of the planet's rotation. Coconut crabs can break human bones with their claws. They are the largest land arthropods in the world, weighing up to about 9 pounds and measuring close to 3 feet from end to end. Their claws can exert a force of about 3,300 newtons, comparable to the bite strength of a lion. They climb trees, break open coconuts, and have been documented attacking and eating birds while they sleep on branches. On their islands, they are dominant predators. The Siberian tiger is the only big cat known to regularly hunt brown bears. While most predators avoid bears, the Siberian tiger tracks and ambushes them. Bears can represent up to about 2% of the tiger's yearly diet, which shows extraordinary strength and hunting skill. Conservation groups study this behavior as one of the most sophisticated hunting strategies among large predators. Bir Tawil is a territory between Egypt and Sudan that no country claims. Because of a mapping error from colonial times, if Egypt claims it, the country would lose a much more valuable region, and the same would happen to Sudan. As a result, it is the only piece of land on Earth outside Antarctica that does not belong to any nation. It is an unclaimed desert where legally no country has authority or laws. Black boxes on airplanes are not black. They are painted bright orange so they can be easily found among wreckage or on the ocean floor. The name comes from a tradition dating back to the 1950s, when electronic instruments were commonly stored in dark boxes. Today, they are among the most durable components of an aircraft built to survive crashes, fire, and extreme pressure. The name remains only as a historical term. Seagulls have a clever hunting trick when they want to catch earthworms. They rapidly tap their feet on the grass to imitate the vibration of rainfall hitting the ground. Earthworms feel the vibration and believe it is raining, so they come to the surface to avoid drowning. The seagull then quickly eats them. It is a perfectly timed behavioral trap exploiting another species' instincts. Your nose can only smell through one nostril at a time, even though you have two. The body alternates airflow between them every few hours in a process called the nasal cycle, controlled by the autonomic nervous system. While one side works at full capacity, the other rests and recovers. That is why when you have a cold, one nostril may feel completely blocked while the other feels clear, and later they switch roles automatically. Swallowed chewing gum does not stay in the stomach for 7 years. That belief is a myth. The body cannot digest the synthetic gum base made of elastomers, resins, and waxes, but the rest of the ingredients are digested normally. The gum base behaves like other indigestible materials such as small seeds or fiber and passes through the digestive system naturally within about 1 or 2 days. If a helicopter engine fails during flight, the aircraft does not fall like a stone. The pilot allows air flowing upward through the rotor to spin the blades in a process called autorotation. As the helicopter approaches the ground, the pilot changes the blade angle and uses the stored rotational energy to slow the descent. It is essentially an emergency landing powered by physics without burning any fuel. The navigation system used by ants is one of the most sophisticated in nature. When a scout ant discovers a new food source, it may guide another ant along the route using a method called tandem running. The leader moves forward only when it feels the follower touch it with its antennae. If the follower loses contact, the leader stops and waits. This ensures the new ant learns the route rather than simply following a chemical trail that might disappear. The Komodo dragon does not kill prey only through bacteria in its mouth, as scientists once believed. It actually has venom glands that inject toxins, preventing blood from clotting and causing a rapid drop in blood pressure. The prey quickly enters shock, which allows the dragon to begin feeding, while the animal is still alive but unable to move. It is a far more advanced predator than researchers once thought. Formula One car tires are so soft that after a race they become sticky like chewing gum and collect dirt and rubber debris from the track. This added weight helps teams meet the minimum legal weight during the final inspection. The tires perform best when the rubber temperature is between about 194 and 230 degrees Fahrenheit. Below that range, the car would slide as if driving on ice. The largest container ships do not use ordinary engines, but massive ones the size of a 3-story building. Their pistons move slowly at about 100 revolutions per minute, so slowly that you could watch them move with the naked eye if you were inside. Despite this, they generate about 100,000 horsepower. These engines are among the most powerful machines ever built, and they power modern global trade. Kansai Airport in Japan is slowly sinking, and engineers cannot completely stop it. The airport was built on an artificial island, and the enormous weight of the structure compresses the seabed faster than expected. Engineers must constantly use giant hydraulic jacks in the foundations to raise the building inch by inch while the ground sinks beneath it. It is an ongoing battle between human engineering and the natural movement of the earth. Parrots can live up to 80 years and sometimes outlive their owners. A macaw can easily live between 60 and 80 years. If you buy a parrot at age 30, that bird will probably see you die. Because of this, many parrots are passed down through wills, and some have lived with 3 generations of the same family. They are not typical pets, but lifelong companions, often lasting longer than any dog or cat. The lighter was invented before the match. The first automatic lighter, called the Dobereiner lamp, was invented in the year 1823. Friction matches as we know them today were not invented until the year 1826, 3 years later. It feels counterintuitive that lighter technology is older than a simple wooden match. The history of inventions is full of strange chronological paradoxes. Airplane mode on phones is no longer required for aircraft safety, as originally believed. Modern airplanes are fully shielded against signals from phones. The real issue is that at about 33,000 feet, your phone tries to connect to many ground towers at once, using maximum power which can overload networks and drain your battery in about 20 minutes. Today, airplane mode is more a courtesy to ground networks than a technical necessity for pilots. City sewer covers are round for a geometric safety reason. A square cover could fall through the opening if turned diagonally, possibly injuring workers below. A round cover cannot fall through its hole, no matter how it is rotated, because its diameter remains constant in every direction. This simple design has saved many lives since it was widely adopted in the 19th century. The Taj Mahal contains a hidden earthquake protection feature. The 4 minarets surrounding the mausoleum are not perfectly vertical, but slightly tilted outward away from the central tomb. This intentional design ensures that in the event of an earthquake, the towers would collapse away from the main dome instead of onto it. It is an elegant safety measure built into the architecture more than 350 years ago. Incognito mode in web browsers does not make you invisible online. Your internet provider, your employer, if you use a work computer, and the websites you visit can still identify your activity. The only thing it does is prevent your own device from storing browsing history or cookies from that session. The privacy it offers is local, not true anonymity from the outside world. Orangutans build a new bed every night in the tops of trees using complex nest engineering. They use thick branches for the main structure and smaller leafy branches to create a soft mattress. Some have even been observed making pillows or roofs from leaves to protect themselves from rain. They can sense when rain is coming and prepare their nest before the first drops fall. They are among the most meticulous builders in the animal kingdom. Hard security tags in stores do not contain electronics. Inside, there is no digital circuit. Instead, they contain a small strip of metal with specific magnetic properties. The detectors at the store exit create an electromagnetic field, and when the tag passes through it, the metal resonates at a particular frequency, triggering the alarm. It is pure electromagnetic physics rather than digital technology. Large ships use a protected room called a citadel to defend against pirates. It is not a typical panic room, but a reinforced bunker inside the ship with duplicate navigation controls, food supplies for weeks, and independent ventilation systems. When pirates board the ship, the crew locks themselves inside. The attackers may control the ship but cannot operate it or reach the crew, giving time for naval forces to arrive. Rabbits eat their own droppings in the morning. They produce 2 types of feces. One is dry and hard, which they discard, and the other is soft and shiny, called a cecotrope, which they eat directly. It contains vitamins and nutrients their digestive system failed to absorb during the first digestion cycle. What may seem unpleasant is actually a vital nutritional adaptation. Road tunnels have much brighter lighting at the entrance than in the middle. This is not wasted electricity, but a safety measure. Himalayan pink salt does not actually come from the Himalayas. It is mined in the Punjab region of Pakistan, about 186 miles from the mountain range. The name is largely marketing. The salt formed about 250 million years ago when ancient seas covered the region. Its pink color comes from trace amounts of iron oxide, essentially rust within the salt. The Tiffany blue color is legally protected. The exact turquoise shade used on the famous jewelry boxes is registered and cannot be used by other luxury companies. It does not even appear as a standard number in the public Pantone catalog because it is a private color only produced for that company. It is literally a color that cannot be purchased unless you are Tiffany & Company. The kakapo is the only parrot in the world that cannot fly. It is heavy nocturnal and has a distinctive pleasant smell, often described as flowers and honey, which helps individuals locate each other in the dark. Unfortunately, smelling good and being unable to fly makes it an easy target for predators introduced by humans. Fewer than 200 individuals are believed to remain, making it one of the rarest animals on Earth. The narwhal's horn is not actually a horn, but a tooth. It is specifically the left canine tooth, which grows through the upper lip and can reach nearly 10 feet in length. This tooth contains thousands of nerve endings, allowing the narwhal to detect changes in temperature and salinity in the water. For centuries, it was sold in Europe as unicorn horn and was worth more than its weight in gold. Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom did not need a passport or driver's license during her reign. Because all British passports are issued in the name of the monarch, she could not issue one to herself. For the same legal reason, she was also exempt from holding a driver's license. She was the only person in the United Kingdom who could legally drive and travel abroad without personal identification documents. The Australian lyrebird has one of the most complex vocal systems in the animal world. It can imitate not only other birds, but also sounds from human environments. Recordings exist of lyrebirds perfectly copying car alarms, camera shutters, and even chainsaws. Its vocal organ is so flexible that it can reproduce mechanical sounds with remarkable accuracy. A peculiar challenge that has gained popularity is drinking a Coca-Cola underwater. When the bottle is open, the pressure makes a small bubble of soda escape, but most of it remains trapped inside. The difficulty of this challenge lies in controlling the flow of the liquid underwater. Those who attempt it must be careful because the pressure of the water interferes with the act of drinking. I bet you did not know about the digital translator pen, a device that scans text and translates it in real time. It can recognize more than 50 languages, ideal for students, travelers, or people with dyslexia. You simply pass the pen over a word and it is done. Instant translation on screen or voice. This is L'Oreal Hapta, a robotic arm that applies makeup automatically. It applies foundation eyeshadow or blush with precision using sensors and stabilizers. It was created for people with reduced mobility. It is a real step forward in aesthetic inclusion. Accessible beauty with the help of technology. Humanoid robots at Mercedes-Benz are already working in car factories. They walk, carry parts, and reduce injuries in humans. They are programmable and collaborative with proximity sensors. They represent the future of the industry. Factories becoming more automated but with a human style. The human brain, even though it represents only 2% of body weight, consumes 20% of all the energy in the body. This is equivalent to keeping a 20-watt LED light bulb turned on constantly. This energy demand is due to the intense activity of neurons. The brain never completely rests even while sleeping. Sharik Tovar, a young Colombian woman, can sleep up to 70 days in a row, like in a fairy tale. But it is not magic or laziness. She suffers from Klein-Levin syndrome, also known as Sleeping Beauty syndrome, a rare neurological disorder. During those long sleeps, her body rests while her mind disconnects from the world. When she wakes up, she sometimes does not even remember her family. The Plexus sculptures by artist Gabriel Dahl use thousands of stretch-colored threads. These threads create three-dimensional geometric forms that simulate rainbows suspended in the air. The work plays with light perception and the architecture of space. Each piece takes weeks to install and is completely handmade. They are exhibited in museums and galleries around the world. Rodeo wingsuit is an extreme variant of wingsuit flying. It is practiced without a traditional parachute, relying on the aerodynamics of the suit for gliding. Athletes must calculate their route and landing zone with precision. It is a high-risk discipline reserved for experts. Every jump requires training planning in optimal weather conditions. In one of the most shocking scenes of Poltergeist, the famous mud pool, the skeleton scene are not props but real ones. The production obtained 3 authentic skeletons from India because they were cheaper than prop skeletons. The actors who participated in the scene did not learn the truth until years after the film premiered. Origami tessellation consists of folding paper to cover a surface without leaving gaps. It is formed from repetitive patterns that fit together like a puzzle. This art combines design geometry and millimeter precision. It is used both for decorative purposes and in structural engineering. The result can be flat or have relief depending on the chosen pattern. Kobiak's technology incorporates void panels to lighten concrete structures. These internal panels reduce weight without compromising the strength of the material. The LG Cinebeam Q is a portable projector that offers 4K resolution in small spaces. It has a compact and elegant design ideal for the modern home. It covers 154% of the DCI-P3 color, space-delivering vibrant images. Its automatic focus and connectivity make it easy to use. The Bible is the most translated and distributed book in human history. It is currently available in more than 3,500 different languages. It has surpassed 5 billion printed copies and continues to grow. Plantain is different from the sweet banana because it is not eaten raw. It contains more starch and is used in dishes such as tostones, patacones, or mofongo. It requires cooking to develop its flavor and texture, where it is essential in Caribbean, Central American, and African cuisine. Extreme ironing is probably the most unusual sport you have ever heard about, ironing clothes in extreme places. From the top of a mountain to underwater or hanging from a statue, everything counts as long as there is an ironing board. It was born in the United Kingdom in 1997 and mixes domestic activity with adrenaline. Ironing while skydiving also counts. A very creative way to keep shirts perfectly pressed and full of excitement. In the 19th century, the trend of headless photographic portraits appeared. They used double exposure techniques or negative montage. They were popular for their macabre and illusion-like visual effect. They reflected the Victorian taste for the occult and the theatrical. Or they also showed the creativity of photographers of the time. Voyager Station is a space hotel project developed by Orbital Assembly. It plans to open in 2027 as the first tourist station in orbit. It will offer artificial gravity luxury rooms and views of Earth. It will have capacity for 400 people in constant rotation. It is a step toward commercial space tourism. In the village of Huangluo in China, women of the Yao ethnic group wear hair longer than 6 feet. Yes, just like Rapunzel in real life. For them, hair is a symbol of luck, longevity, and beauty, and they cut it only once in their lifetime. They also keep it dark and shiny with an ancestral secret, washing it with rice water. The armadillo lizard is a South African reptile with hard scales. It rolls into a ball to protect itself from predators. And it lives in rocky areas and is active during the day. Its appearance gives it a prehistoric and robust look. It is protected because of its rarity and limited habitat. Scientists have created genetically modified mice with genes from the woolly mammoth. These mice have greater resistance to cold because of proteins adapted from that extinct animal. The experiment helps study evolution and adaptation to extreme climates. It also opens ethical debates about genetic modification. It is another step toward de-extinction. Many ancient statues have broken noses for different reasons. In Egypt, they were symbolically damaged to kill the figure spiritually. In other cases, they are due to natural erosion or structural fragility. The nose protrudes and is more vulnerable to impacts. Hot Licks is a brand famous for selling candy with edible insects. They offer chocolate-covered scorpions, barbecue worms, and chili-flavored crickets. They aim to normalize the consumption of insects as a source of protein. Their products mix surprise flavor and alternative nutrition. They are popular at fairs and curiosity shops. A maelstrom is a whirlpool so powerful that it forms when two currents meet, creating a moving vortex. In the Viking era, these whirlpools were feared for their ability to sink large ships with ease. Although modern ships are generally safe, cruise ships caught in one can still face giant waves. In extreme situations, a maelstrom can act like an underwater black hole, swallowing everything in its path. The marimba is a percussion instrument with wooden bars and resonators. It produces sound when struck with mallets, creating warm melodic tones. It has African origins but is very popular in Latin America. In Guatemala, Mexico, and Costa Rica, it is part of traditional folklore. Its music accompanies celebrations, ceremonies, and concerts. The French press is a classic method for preparing coffee. It consists of infusing ground coffee with hot water and then pressing a mesh filter. It does not use electricity or paper filters. The result is a full-body coffee with an intense flavor. It is valued for its simplicity and effectiveness. Lowrider bicycles were born in Chicano communities in California during the 1960s. They have high handlebars, low seats, and striking decorations. They are a symbol of identity, creativity, and cultural pride. They are used in exhibitions, parades, and competitions. They represent a fusion between lifestyle and urban mechanics. Like the Wilson Airless basketball is a 3D printed ball that does not need air. It has a perforated structure that maintains its shape and consistent bounce. It was designed to resist deflating forever. Its technology redefines the future of sports. Still in an experimental phase, it promises to revolutionize basketball. Ant baths, or anting, are a behavior observed in birds such as crows and blackbirds. They rub ants on their feathers to release formic acid. This helps eliminate parasites and care for their plumage. Sometimes they lie down in ant colonies for this purpose. It is a fascinating example of animal self-protection. In a surprising King Kong exhibition at the Empire State, the iconic New York Tower was transformed into a surreal scene. The windows were replaced with monitors showing impressive views of the city while a pair of fake hands of the giant ape emerged from the top. Manatees are aquatic mammals that live in warm, shallow waters. They are herbivores and eat algae, seagrass, and plants. Their slow movement makes them vulnerable to collisions with boats. They are protected in several countries because of their threatened status. They are known as sea cows because of their appearance and behavior. Hermit crabs change shells as they grow because they do not have their own hard shell. They use empty snail shells and sometimes objects like caps or fragments. Some species live on land while others live in the sea. They are social and form groups where they exchange shells. Their behavior has been documented by biologists with great interest. The Sumaya Museum is located in Mexico City and was designed by Fernando Romero with guidance from Frank Gehry. Its facade is covered with more than 16,000 aluminum hexagons. It exhibits European and Mexican art and sculptures by Rodin. Admission is free, encouraging access to culture. It is one of the most visited museums in Latin America. A paint stripper is a chemical product that removes old paint from wood, metal, or concrete. It can be solvent-based or water-based depending on the use. It is applied with a brush left to act and then removed with a scraper. It is ideal for restorations or color changes. It should be used with gloves and good ventilation. Airy Mask is a smart mask that filters PM 2.5 particles, viruses, and allergens. It works with a rechargeable battery that lasts up to 8 hours. It is ideal for cities with high pollution. It combines protection with comfort for prolonged use. It also allows better breathing than traditional masks. Lights that turn on with motion sensors. It is a functional replica for collectors or cosplay. The design is inspired by the cinematic version. Some models include voice-activated sound. The floating globe uses magnetic levitation technology. It floats without touching the base and rotates slowly in silence. Some models include LED light for nighttime use. It is an educational and futuristic decoration, ideal for offices, classrooms, or modern desks. Foldable solar panels inspired by origami can be folded and deployed easily. They generate up to 25 watts, which is enough to charge phones or tablets. It fits inside a backpack and is ideal for camping or travel. It is resistant to water and dust. It offers portable, sustainable energy instantly. Rocket One is a resin 3D printer that prints vertically with high precision. It is ideal for jewelry prototypes and miniatures. It uses LCD technology and fast ultraviolet curing. Its compact design allows use at home or in offices. It achieves fine details in short times. The magnetic digital timer attaches to metal surfaces such as refrigerators or ovens. The SharkBot, or remote-controlled shark, is a water robot with a fin that moves like a real fish. It swims in pools and responds to remote controls with precision. It is perfect for pranks, games, or demonstrations. It has a rechargeable battery and a hydrodynamic design. Some models can even perform turns or gentle dives. GPD Pocket is a mini PC with full Windows functions and an AI chip. It fits in the palm of your hand and has a sliding keyboard. It is ideal for programmers, gamers, or digital nomads. Its power is surprising for its size. It includes USB ports, HDMI, and expansion slots. The automatic fish feeder programs feeding schedules and the daily amount of food. It can be controlled through Wi-Fi from a phone. It is ideal for aquariums or fish tanks with several species. It prevents overfeeding and keeps the water cleaner. Some models include a built-in camera. The Light GT4ES are electric off-road vehicles designed for extreme maneuvers, which they have reinforced suspension, high-performance brakes, and immediate acceleration. They are ideal for jumps, rocky terrain, or mud. They also make no noise, a silent beast for off-road fans. The transport of the submarine U-17 was a logistical odyssey that lasted 2 weeks. Roads were cut and bridges were lifted to pass with millimeter precision. The objective was to take it to a German museum. It was an engineering spectacle. Seeing it on wheels was something unique in naval history. The mini cab is a closed scooter with four-wheel traction and internal heating. It is designed for people with reduced mobility or elderly users. It has a roof, doors, and resistance to rain. It works like a small personal car. Comfort and autonomy in any weather. Pixstar smart photo frames receive images remotely through an app. They have a full HD screen Wi-Fi and can show automatic slideshows. It is perfect as a gift for grandparents or family members far away. The photos change every day. A living album in your living room. This is the Rabbit R1, an intelligent assistant the size of the palm of your hand. It has a touchscreen camera and responds to voice commands. It can schedule tasks, play music, or give directions. It is like having a mini personal assistant all day. It even fits in your pocket. The spiral candle has 2 stages. First, a decorative flame for 1 hour. Then a wick falls, activating 3 more hours of ambient light. Its spiral shape creates a hypnotic effect while burning. It is decorative and functional at the same time. Very popular in interior design. Water yoga is practiced on floating platforms or in a pool, and the instability of water activates more muscles than on solid ground. It improves balance, concentration, and strength. It is also used in physical rehabilitation. It is a complete exercise with low impact. The anti-stress pen has ergonomic ink flow and a design that reduces hand cramps. Its body includes texture springs or magnets to keep hands entertained. It is designed for people with anxiety or long writing work. Some models include moving clips or rotating mechanisms. It is useful in offices and schools. Illusions painted on hands use the trompe-l'œil technique or trick for the eye. They look like 3-dimensional sculptures, but in reality they're only flat paint. Perfect perspective and mastery of shading are required. The result deceives the eye at first glance. It is body art with a striking visual effect. The Sphinx moth caterpillar is known for its large size and green color. It has a horn-shaped spine on its back that makes it unmistakable. It feeds on leaves from lilac and ash trees. Before turning into a moth, it digs into the ground to pupate. It is part of a fascinating metamorphosis process. A power bank is a portable battery that recharges phones, tablets, and other devices. It charges through USB and its capacity varies according to milliamp hours. It is essential for travel or emergencies without access to electricity. Some include solar charging or multiple outputs. They have revolutionized the way we use mobile technology. Cone snails have a very powerful neurotoxic venom. They inject it using a retractable harpoon hidden in their radula. Some species can be dangerous to humans if handled incorrectly. When their venom is used in pharmacological research because of its unique properties. They live in tropical marine areas rich in biodiversity. Waffle fries, also known as waffle potatoes, have a grid shape. They are made using a special mandolin that creates crosscuts. They are popular in chains such as Chick-fil-A and are fried to become crispy. Their design allows them to hold sauces and seasonings. They are a classic fast food item with a creative touch. Old typewriters worked with a mechanical system of type bars. When a key was pressed, the corresponding bar struck an ink ribbon against the paper. The result was a printed letter with a single movement. This mechanism was essential in offices and newsrooms for decades. Although obsolete today, they are objects of collection and nostalgia. The plant grafting allows two different species or varieties to be joined together. The upper part, called the scion, is attached to a compatible rootstock base. This improves resistance to pests or diseases and optimizes production. It is common in fruit trees such as citrus apples and grapes. It is also used to replicate plants with desired characteristics. The Atacama giant is a geoglyph located in the Chilean desert, the largest of its kind in the world. It measures about 282 feet in height and represents an anthropomorphic figure with solar features. It dates from 1000 to 1400 AD and was created by pre-Inca cultures. It is believed to have been used to mark the agricultural calendar or religious rituals. The green flash is an atmospheric optical phenomenon that occurs just at sunrise or sunset. It happens when sunlight refracts through the atmosphere at the exact angle. It lasts only 1 or 2 seconds and requires a clear sky. It is more common over the ocean or places with a clean horizon. It has inspired legends and appearances in films. The Lego Supra is a functional replica based on the Toyota GR Supra, where it uses traditional building pieces and electric motors for propulsion. It can reach speeds of up to 17 miles per hour, which is impressive for its size. It includes a steering wheel and real-scale wheels. It is a project that combines engineering and entertainment. Tightrope walking is a circus art that requires extreme balance. The performer walks on a stretch rope, sometimes at great height. Core strength, concentration, and coordination are necessary. It can be combined with dance acrobatics or musical instruments. It is one of the classic acts of the traditional circus. Candied chilacayote is a traditional Mexican dessert made from squash. It is slowly cooked with piloncillo cinnamon and sometimes cloves. The firm texture of the chilacayote prevents it from falling apart while cooking. It is popular during celebrations and fairs. It represents the richness of the country's traditional cuisine. In Ubud, Bali, there is the renowned restaurant Taman Dadari, famous for its impressive angel sculptures. Some of these figures reach heights of about 33 feet, dominating the landscape with their majestic presence. The atmosphere combines local gastronomy with a unique artistic and spiritual environment. In Arizona, United States, there is a canyon that was not formed by earthquakes or eruptions, but by water and time. It is called Antelope Canyon, and its wavy walls look like petrified silk or frozen flames. The light entering from above creates such intense effects that the place seems like an art installation from another world. Have you ever imagined an insect so bright and perfect that it seems made of blown glass? It exists. It is a species of cicada nymph from Thailand that, before reaching adulthood, has a body so translucent it reflects light like a living jewel. Its appearance is completely crystalline, with no visible pigmentation, and its body looks like a combination of ice and gelatin with moving internal structures. Poutine is a Canadian classic made with French fries, gravy sauce, and cheese curds. But in Quebec, someone decided to say, what if we make it completely ridiculous and expensive? That is how a version with foie gras, which means duck liver, black truffle, and even edible gold was created. What began as fast food for hangovers turned into a dish worthy of a 5-star restaurant. Today, he is known as the tough guy from Die Hard, but Bruce Willis did not always have that confident, sarcastic voice. Oh, and as a child, he suffered from a severe stutter that made him shy and made socializing difficult. Until one day, by accident, he was placed in a school play. Something magical happened when he acted. He stopped stuttering completely. The stage became his therapy. You stand in front of the ocean at night, and suddenly every step you take in the water leaves a glowing blue trail, as if you were stepping on liquid galaxies. It is not magic, it is bioluminescence. This phenomenon happens when certain marine microorganisms, such as dinoflagellates, emit light when disturbed. What nobody completely understands is why they evolved to do it. Defense, communication, or something else. The pistol shrimp, also known as the alpheet shrimp, has a modified claw that can snap so quickly that it creates a cavitation bubble. What happens to that bubble? It explodes at about 62 miles per hour, producing a shock wave that stuns, kills, and even cooks small prey instantly. In the Sadiri Mawe tribe of the Amazon, teenagers must pass through a brutal test to prove they are already men. It does not involve running or fighting. It involves putting on gloves filled with bullet ants and enduring the pain. These ants have the most painful sting in the world, according to the Schmidt Index. The pain is so intense that it can cause hallucinations, partial paralysis, and vomiting. South Korea offers one of the most extreme culinary experiences called sanakji, a baby octopus served cut into pieces but still moving. Yes, the tentacles continue twisting on the plate when it is served. How is this possible? Even though the animal is already dead, the nerve cells still react to salt and touch, creating those movements. Meanwhile, the diner tries to catch it with chopsticks while the food escapes. Imagine walking through a landscape so perfectly reflective that you cannot tell where the sky ends and the ground begins. That is how surreal the Salar de Uyuni is, the largest salt desert in the world, located more than 11,800 feet above sea level in Bolivia. During the rainy season, a thin layer of water covers the salt flat and transforms it into a giant mirror. It lived more than 500 million years ago during the Cambrian period, and its name says everything. Hallucigenia is so strange that it looks like a hallucination. It measured only a few inches, but that did not make it any less bizarre. It had an elongated worm-like body-pointed legs underneath and spines on top. The strangest part is that for years scientists drew it upside down, believing the spines were legs and the legs were tentacles. In the picturesque Andalusian town of Setenil de las Bodegas, architecture literally merges with geography. Its houses are not built on top of rock, but instead carved and adapted beneath massive stone overhangs that seem to float above the streets. In the iconic San Siro Stadium, located in the Italian city of Milan, a curious visual effect confuses many visitors. The exterior stairs of the venue seem to be spinning. However, this strange sensation is nothing more than an optical illusion caused by the constant and orderly movement of spectators going up and down. In some cities in China, there are constructions known as nail houses, an urban phenomenon that symbolizes individual resistance against the relentless advance of real estate development. These homes remain standing alone, surrounded by roadworks, shopping centers, or massive housing projects because their owners firmly refuse to sell or move out. The black bear can go months without eating, urinating, or defecating and still wake up almost as strong as when it fell asleep. During hibernation, its body converts urine, which would be toxic if it accumulated, into proteins to keep its muscle mass intact. If a human stayed in bed for the same amount of time, they would lose all their strength and become incapacitated. The bear instead leaves the cave ready to hunt. And there is a small marine mollusk nicknamed the blue dragon that feeds on venomous jellyfish. It is called Glaucus atlanticus and floats upside down on the ocean surface with an appearance that seems taken from a science fiction movie. The most impressive part is that it is not only immune to the venom of the Portuguese man-of-war, but it also stores that venom in its own extremities to use it as a defensive weapon in an even more concentrated and lethal form than the original jellyfish. In the United Kingdom and France, there was once a tax that charged homeowners according to the number of windows their house had. People began sealing their windows with bricks to pay less, which created a public health crisis due to the lack of ventilation and natural light. Even today, you can see old buildings in London with fake windows made of brick, silent witnesses of one of the most absurd laws in the history of European taxation. GPS satellites carry ultra-precise atomic clocks, but because of Einstein relativity, time passes faster for them than it does for us on Earth. The difference is about 38 microseconds per day. If engineers did not constantly adjust those clocks to compensate for that difference, Your GPS would accumulate errors, and within a few hours, it could tell you that you are several miles away from where you actually are. Ostriches never bury their heads in the sand. What they actually do is lower their long neck toward the ground to check their eggs or search for food, and from far away, their feathers blend with the sand, giving the impression that their heads are buried. The kiss in weddings has a legal origin, not a romantic one. In ancient Rome, kisses were not only gestures of love, but also a way to seal contracts. When a couple married, the final kiss served as the official seal of the marriage agreement, symbolizing the union of their souls, but also of their rights and properties. Over time, this custom passed into medieval Europe, where priests also incorporated it into the religious marriage ritual. The dung beetle can push a ball of waste that weighs 1,141 times its own body weight. To imagine it, this would be like an average human pushing 6 double-decker buses full of people at the same time. It is considered the strongest animal in the world relative to its size, and has been studied by engineers who seek to apply its mechanical principles in robotics and construction materials. Cavities are transmissible, and most people do not know it. The bacteria Streptococcus mutans feed on sugar and release lactic acid, which dissolves dental enamel. A mother can pass these bacteria to her baby simply by sharing a spoon or cleaning a pacifier with her own mouth. It is not only a matter of personal hygiene, but an infection that spreads between people without most of them realizing it. The Noctilio bat is an expert fisher that can catch up to 30 fish in a single night. Although we usually associate bats with insects or fruit, this one uses echolocation to detect the waves fish create when they touch the water surface. With disproportionately long, curved rear claws, it catches its prey while flying low over tropical rivers and lakes. It is one of the most sophisticated hunting adaptations in the animal kingdom. The largest helicopter in the world, the Russian Mi-26, can lift up to 44,000 pounds of cargo. Its 8 rotor blades have such a large diameter that they cover the surface area of a 10-story building. It is so powerful that it has been used to rescue other crashed helicopters in the Himalaya mountains to transport entire frozen mammoths discovered in the Siberian permafrost, and for humanitarian missions in areas where no other vehicle can reach. Almost all phone brands use Gorilla Glass, a glass that is immersed in a bath of potassium salts at 752 degrees Fahrenheit. Potassium ions insert themselves into the glass structure, compressing the surface, and that internal compression is what gives the glass a resistance to impact far greater than normal glass. If your phone screen has ever broken, it happened because the force of the impact exceeded that compression, not because the glass is weak. The Tahina spectabilis palm from Madagascar grows normally for 50 or 80 years, and then suddenly in a single event, it spends all the energy accumulated during its life in an explosion of hundreds of flowers at its crown. This massive flowering drains so many nutrients from the tree that once the seeds fall, the palm collapses and dies from total exhaustion. In Monaco, there is no personal income tax, but to obtain residency, you must deposit at least 500,000 euros in a local bank and prove that you have enough assets to live without working. And to complete the picture, the average price per square foot is around 4,600 euros, which turns this principality into something similar to a private club for millionaires on the scale of a country. And all of that in a territory that fits inside New York Central Park with plenty of space left. The Teide volcano, the highest peak in Spain, projects the largest shadow in the world over the ocean. At sunrise and sunset, that shadow falls across the Atlantic, forming a perfectly regular triangle, even though the volcano itself does not have a perfect geometric shape. This effect happens because of atmospheric perspective, and is so large that under certain conditions it can partially cover the island of Gran Canaria, located dozens of miles away. And the bananas we eat are all genetically identical clones, and because of that, they could disappear all at once. Almost all bananas in the world belong to the Cavendish variety, and since they do not have seeds, they reproduce through cuttings in an asexual way. This means that if a fungus appears capable of killing one, it can kill them all, because none of them has different natural defenses. It already happened in the 1950s with the previous variety, the Gros Michel, and it is happening again in exactly the same way. The hot air balloons of Cappadocia fly at sunrise for physical reasons, not because it looks better in photos. At sunrise, the air of the Earth is very cold and dense. The hot air inside the balloon needs that temperature difference to float strongly. And as soon as the sun heats the ground, the outside air becomes lighter, and the balloon loses its lifting capacity, making the flight unstable and dangerous. It is pure physics, not aesthetics. Trams carry boxes of sand to help them brake when it rains. If the asphalt or iron rails are wet, the tram would slide when braking like a sled. For that reason, near the wheels there are containers of fine sand. When the driver brakes hard, a mechanism releases that sand directly in front of the wheel to create friction and prevent the vehicle from sliding. It is a surprisingly simple system for one of the most dangerous problems in urban transport. Deer antlers are the fastest growing tissue in the world. While they grow, they are covered by a velvety skin full of blood, and they can grow up to about 3/4 of an inch per day. It is a bone growth speed so extraordinary that science studies it to understand how to heal human fractures faster and even to research how to control the uncontrolled growth of cancer cells. What looks like just a natural ornament is actually one of the most fascinating biological phenomena that exist. Keeping your phone plugged in all night damages the battery even if the device stops charging when it reaches 100%. Heat is the worst enemy of lithium batteries, and being plugged in warms them. Over time, that excess temperature reduces their capacity to store energy, which is why your new phone does not last as long after several months of use. The ideal charging range is between 20 and 80%, and companies know it, but they do not say it because a battery that lasts less sells more phones. Where cheetahs, despite being the fastest land animals, cannot roar. Instead, they produce a soft, high-pitched sound similar to the call of a large bird. Their vocal system is designed for that type of chirping, which allows them to communicate at short distance without alerting larger predators or their prey. And when they are happy, they purr exactly like a domestic cat. An adult cheetah capable of running at more than 62 miles per hour sounds like a kitten asking for food. The real color of farm-raised salmon meat is gray, and the wild salmon are pink because they eat crustaceans that contain red pigments. Farm salmon feed on industrial pellets, and their meat would naturally be gray, which is not appealing for the market. Because of this, producers add pigments to the fish feed, so the meat develops the orange-pink color that consumers expect to see in supermarkets. The color is not natural, it is designed. The color of an eggshell depends on the color of the chicken earlobes. There is no nutritional difference between a white egg and a brown egg. The general rule is simple chickens with white earlobes lay white eggs, and chickens with red or brown earlobes lay brown eggs. It is purely a genetic trait of the breed with no effect on flavor, yolk size, or nutritional value. Wolves howl in different tones to make enemies believe there are far more of them than there really are. Each wolf howls at a different frequency and constantly changes pitch during the howl. This makes a pack of only 5 wolves sound like 20. It is a perfectly developed psychological warfare tactic used to intimidate enemies and defend territory without risking direct physical confrontation. The airbag sensor is not a button activated by impact, but an accelerometer, which is a tiny chip that measures sudden deceleration of the vehicle. If it detects that the speed drops so violently that it can only be caused by a collision, it sends an electrical signal to a chemical detonator. This detonator burns a pellet that releases nitrogen gas at incredible speed, inflating the bag in only 30 milliseconds. All of this happens before your head has moved 4 inches toward the steering wheel. The Empire State of New York has its own postal code. The building is so large and so many people work there, more than 20,000, that the United States Postal Service assigned it the code 10,118. It is almost like a small city built vertically inside New York, with its own independent mail system separate from the surrounding buildings. The left lung is smaller than the right for a very specific reason. Because the heart tilts toward the left side of the chest, the left lung must be slightly smaller and has a small notch called the cardiac notch to leave space for it. Nature is completely practical. It does not waste space and designs organs, so they fit perfectly together, even if that means having two lungs of different sizes. Reindeer eyes change color depending on the season of the year. They are the only known mammals that do this. In summer, when there is plenty of light, their eyes are golden. In winter, after months of Arctic darkness, their eyes turn deep blue. This change helps them capture more light and see better in the dimness of the long polar winter. It is such a specific evolutionary adaptation to the Arctic environment that it does not exist in any other species. The honey badger can receive the bite of a king cobra, faint for a while, and then get up and continue its day as if nothing happened. Its immune system can neutralize the venom within hours. On top of that, its skin is so loose and elastic that if a predator grabs it, the badger can literally twist around inside its own skin to bite the face of its attacker while it is still being held. The caps of soda bottles have a small transparent plastic ring inside the bottom. That is what actually keeps the gas inside. Without this piece, the plastic of the cap could not seal the microscopic imperfections of the bottle rim, and the drink would lose all its carbonation within hours. The next time you open a soda bottle, look carefully inside the cap. That small, almost invisible ring is the reason sparkling water arrives carbonated in your glass. At airports, runway lights form a mirror-based system that tells the pilot if the plane is too high or too low during approach. If the pilot sees two white lights and two red lights, the plane is on the perfect glide path. If all the lights appear white, the aircraft is too high and will overshoot the runway. If they are all red, the plane is too low and risks crashing before reaching the runway. It is an elegant and effective visual system that has saved thousands of lives. Mercury thermometers are banned on most airplanes because mercury can dissolve the aluminum that airplanes are made from within minutes. This process is called amalgamation, and it could create a hole in the fuselage during flight if the thermometer breaks. A substance that seems harmless at home can be extremely dangerous in an airplane flying at 32,800 feet and about 500 miles per hour. Your bones are hollow inside and have an internal structure called trabecular bone that resembles the shape of the Eiffel Tower. This lattice design makes the bone extremely light, so you can move quickly but strong enough to withstand pressures that would crush a solid block of concrete. Nature designed this structure long before human engineers reached the same conclusion when building bridges and skyscrapers. Moldova is home to the largest wine cellar in the world called Milești Mici, with more than 124 miles of underground tunnels. Employees move through it by car or bicycle, following real traffic signs installed in the corridors, so they do not get lost among the millions of bottles stored there. It is practically an underground city dedicated entirely to wine, with its own traffic rules and internal signage. The three-point seat belt was invented in 1959 by Swedish engineer Niels Bohlin for Volvo, and the company decided to release the patent so any manufacturer in the world could use it for free. Volvo realized that the value of saving lives was infinitely greater than the commercial value of the patent. This altruistic decision is considered one of the greatest contributions to public safety in the history of the automobile, allowing the seatbelt to become a global standard. Sloths move so little that algae and even a complete ecosystem of insects often grow in their fur. Their coat becomes a living micro-ecosystem. The algae even give them a slight green tint that improves their camouflage among jungle leaves. In addition, that layer of algae attracts moths and beetles that live in symbiosis on the sloth body. The relationship is so sophisticated that the sloth does not even need to move to maintain it. Shrimp have their heart in their head. Their anatomy is very different from ours. The heart is located in the cephalothorax, just behind what we would consider their face. And in addition, their gills are also located at the base of the head, protected by the shell, which means most of their vital activity is concentrated in the front part of their body. It is as if humans had all their vital organs packed into the head. There is a muscle in your wrist that no longer serves any purpose. Place your hand on a table with the palm facing up and touch your thumb to your little finger while slightly lifting the wrist. If you see a tendon standing out in the center, you have the palmaris longus muscle. About 15% of the population no longer has it because evolution is gradually removing it. It was a muscle used by our ancestors for climbing trees. Plastic grocery bags were invented in Sweden in the 1960s with the intention of saving trees. And at that time, paper was used for everything, and the inventor believed that a strong plastic bag that could be reused many times would prevent massive deforestation. The problem was that consumers started throwing them away after a single use, turning an ecological solution into one of the largest plastic pollution problems in history. The canned food container was invented 48 years before the can opener. In 1810, Peter Durand patented food preserved in iron cans for the British Navy. It was a brilliant invention for preserving food, but they forgot to solve how to open them. The original instructions said you had to cut around the lid with a chisel and a hammer. Soldiers often had to open them with gunshots or bayonets. The wheel-style can opener was not invented until 1858, almost half a century of frustration later. The black mesh on the door of your microwave is a cage that protects you from being cooked. The holes in that mesh have a very specific and carefully designed size. They are large enough to let visible light pass through, allowing you to see the food inside, but they are small enough to block microwaves, which have much larger wavelengths. The waves bounce off the mesh and return inside. Without that grid, the microwave would irradiate you as well. Your nails grow faster on your dominant hand. If you are right-handed, the nails on your right hand grow slightly faster than those on your left. This happens because you use that hand more, which increases blood flow in the fingers and creates tiny micro-injuries while typing or gripping objects. This stimulates the body to produce more keratin and repair the nail more quickly. The body is always repairing what is used the most. The star-nosed mole has the fastest sense of touch in the entire animal kingdom. Its snout is covered with 22 fleshy appendages that contain more than 25,000 tiny tactile receptors. It can identify whether prey is edible in only 8 milliseconds, which is much faster than the time it takes for a nerve impulse to reach the brain of most animals. Its nose processes tactile information at a speed that seems like science fiction. On the ropes that divide lanes in competition swimming pools are not just decorative floats, but are specifically designed to absorb and disperse waves. They are made of individual discs that rotate around the central cable. When a wave hits them, the energy is dispersed through the rotation of the discs instead of passing into the next lane. This ensures that the waves produced by the movement of one swimmer do not affect the performance of competitors in neighboring lanes. Certain species of cockatoos are among the few non-human animals that display a genuine ability for musical rhythm. They can synchronize the movement of their body, head, and feet precisely with the tempo and variations of music, not only keeping the beat but adjusting to changes. And this ability was once believed to be exclusive to humans until researchers documented it in these birds. What surprised scientists the most was that cockatoos can anticipate rhythm changes, not just follow them. The city of Naples is not only near Mount Vesuvius, but is built on top of a dormant supervolcano called the Phlegraean Fields. This vast underground volcanic caldera regularly experiences ground movement and seismic activity. Experts consider it one of the most dangerous volcanic systems in Europe, and millions of people live directly above it, without most of them being aware of the risk beneath their feet. The air recirculation button in a car is not only for summer. By recirculating interior air in winter, the heating system does not need to constantly warm cold outside air, which saves fuel and allows the cabin to heat much faster. And however, it should be used in moderation because if the same air keeps circulating for a long time in a closed vehicle, the oxygen level gradually decreases. It is useful for heating quickly, but not for long trips without ventilation. The air inside a tire acts as one of the best shock absorbers in the world. With solid rubber wheels like those of a cargo cart traveling by car, would be an unbearable nightmare. You would feel every grain of sand in your spine. In addition, at high speeds, solid rubber would heat so much from friction that it would eventually melt or explode because it has no way to dissipate heat like an air-filled tire does. The pneumatic tire is one of the most underestimated inventions in the history of transportation. In Giethoorn, a village in the Netherlands, there is no asphalt and no cars. It is known as the Venice of the North because all the houses are connected by canals and more than 170 wooden bridges. To go to the supermarket or visit a neighbor residence, use silent electric boats called whisper boats. The loudest sound you will hear in that village is ducks on the water or the wind through the trees. It is a place that feels frozen in time. The Arc de Triomphe in Paris is not empty inside. It contains a 3-story museum and a network of passages that lead to the top. In addition, after the First World War, a French pilot named Charles Godefroy managed to fly his biplane through the opening of the arch to celebrate the end of the conflict. It was a maneuver so extremely dangerous that it was filmed and remains one of the most daring acts ever recorded over Paris. Dogs can move their ears independently thanks to 18 different muscles. This allows them to locate the exact origin of a sound in less than 0.06 seconds, functioning like parabolic antennas that filter background noise with a precision humans cannot even imagine. When you see a dog move one ear to the side while leaving the other still, it is literally triangulating the position of a sound like a biological radar. Euro coins have different national designs depending on the country that minted them. A German coin has an eagle, a Spanish coin has the king, and an Italian coin has Dante Alighieri. You can trace the entire cultural history of Europe simply by carefully looking at the coins in your pocket. Each country prints the same denominations, but with completely unique national designs that function like small metal embassies circulating throughout the continent. When the synovial fluid in your knees is the most efficient lubricant that exists, surpassing any synthetic oil created by human industry. Under pressure, it becomes thicker to separate the bones and prevent wear. When you stop moving, it becomes liquid again to nourish the cartilage with nutrients. It is an active, adaptive lubrication system that the best engineers in the world have still not been able to replicate artificially with the same efficiency in such a small space. Wagyu beef is incredibly tender because its fat melts at room temperature. Unlike conventional beef fat, which is saturated and solid, the fat of Kobe cattle has a chemical composition similar to olive oil. If you place a piece of this meat on your tongue, the fat literally melts with the heat of your mouth at 98 degrees Fahrenheit. That buttery sensation that melts in your mouth cannot be achieved with any other meat in the world. The Tower Bridge in London is not built from stone, but from Victorian steel disguised as a medieval castle. Inside, it is pure 19th century steel, but it was covered with granite and Portland stone only so that it would visually match the nearby Tower of London. What you see from the outside is a decorative shell designed to hide the modern metal structure that powers the mechanism that lifts the walkways every time a ship passes. Saffron is more expensive than gold because harvesting it requires manual work that no machine can replicate. Each crocus flower has only 3 red stigmas. To obtain 2 pounds of saffron, workers must collect about 150,000 flowers by hand, and everything must be done within a period of only 2 weeks each year before the flowering ends. It is a process of such extreme precision that human fingers remain the only effective tool. That is why authentic saffron has the price it does. Acne is not caused by poor hygiene, but is actually a battle of your immune system. On the skin of almost every person lives a bacterium called Cutibacterium acnes. The problem begins when a pore becomes blocked with oil, the bacteria gets trapped and begins to multiply. And if you made it this far, thank you very much for the support. And this is all. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Zarpado facts.